everyone. And
If this is just some clever ruse so that we don't yell at you for clearly casting magic again, I do have to say, job well done.
I kind of messed up. I haven't seen her. She's gone and she's missing, and I think it's my fault. And so I gotta find her. I'm looking for some old elf who's kind of wrecked up. He's like breathing through a bottle. I think he might be sick.
All right, Kayt, we're not supposed to say anything.
I promise you, no one has ever claimed that I have a lovely singing voice.
give me a persuasion check.
So cool. So cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tabletop Notch. Tonight is chapter 26 of Brunkhollow. We're past the quarter mark. Quarter mark.
Quarter of a century.
100 episodes? I don't know, maybe.
100 years.
Maybe more.
Brunkhollow, 100 years.
Whoever.
Welcome back to the table, Kelley. We're thrilled.
Thanks for having me.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, no reveal.
We have Deirdre's out of town this week. We wish her the best, and to anyone celebrating Easterly things, we wish you the best as well. And we will find out very quickly as we jump into the chapter what Morna's deal is.
Oh, I can't wait.
Whatever. I've been asking that a week.
A 25 episode question. What is deal? We have a few announcements that we need to get to. Should we do the usual stuff first? Yeah, let's do the like social media usual blasts.
Do the usual. I'm gonna get the whiskey.
Yes, we forgot the fake.
I'll do it from the hallway.
We forgot the fake prop whiskey.
Welcome to the Sunday night Twitch stream. Thank you for joining us here and getting us to a crazy, what are we? We're about to complete level 10 of a hype train.
Oh,
are we? So thank you. Thank you. We're
Level 10
fiping.
five.
We're to double digit fiping. So thank you for coming and enjoying it here. There's other ways to enjoy it, like a podcast version that'll release on Tuesdays, a YouTube video that will be poured on my lap, I guess, that goes live on Fridays. Unless you support us in a myriad of ways, like a YouTube membership, a Patreon subscription, then you'll get that tasty, no ad-free YouTube, high-quality, video on Tuesdays instead of Fridays. But yeah, thank you for joining us here live.
Thank you very much.
You can also join us 24/7, 7 days a week, forever, all the time, on every social media platform you could possibly imagine. We're even on Threads. That's right, Threads. Jordan posts on Threads. Do you know how hard it is to remember to post on Threads after you've already done YouTube Shorts and Instagram and TikTok? Go follow us on Threads. That's it.
Nice. I realized. Well, what does Deirdre usually say? I don't know.
boy.
I try to just listen for keywords.
She does the merge.
Oh yeah, this. Look, pretty cool. And look, everyone has it. It's so cool.
Most all everyone.
Oh, I want that.
Yeah,
I want
you-
this one.
Can you? Is it underneath the Twitch, like one of the panels? You can click for merch. Is that a thing?
That, I think, and it's also tabletopnotch.myshopify.com.
There you go.
This one says Muscle Mommy.
It
You
does.
should get it.
It does say muscle
Lots
mommy.
of good
Our
stuff.
muscle mommy is here. For a second I thought that was Morna, but it's not.
How dare you?
It's actually getting crazy, guys. I usually try to pick out one thing to shout out on the Discord, which, by the way, is
you've got a tough
discord.gg/tabletopnotch. I don't know if I can continue doing just one thing. There's so many things. People are writing music and lyrics and then working together to make music in the Discord now. Oh my gosh, Mutant Chandler did a whole goblin drop. He did all of us as goblins, and it was brilliant as our characters and ourselves.
Yeah.
There's literally homebrew stat blocks for people making monsters and classes. And then, of course, the end of episode discussions are so fun to read and watch and contribute to. Thank you. So yeah, that's it. Join the
Team effort
Discord.
here at Tabletop.
Yeah, that's all.
You can become a patron if you want to support the show. We have 3 tiers. We just dropped the Big Notch and Top Notch little PDF goodie bag, which is
Yeah, can I? Are the transitions are okay? Because I'm going to go over to the.
Yes.
Great.
Are
We're
they
going to bring up
okay?
here this month's addition to the homebrew. You can turn on your monitors if you don't want to crane your neck.
No.
Is I Can Thieves Can't here as well,
man.
which
So cool.
for those of you who like to add a little dash of intrigue and thieves and spies and assassins, the actual rules of D&D, it's very vague. It basically just says, oh yeah, it's like a way that thieves talk that you can't really understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
So if you need to add a little dash of that to your campaign, we've got some suggestions for how to implement something such as that. And then also a starter's dictionary with 100 entries
100 entries, Matthew.
for all different kinds of code phrases, words that mean other
Better get
things,
studying it.
rhyme.
Oh man.
Yeah, I won't hand it to you anymore. Now you have to know it all. Now you're-
Oh my
Oh my
god, that's so
God.
cool.
My old man memory. It leaks
He's
out
just
my
like-
ears. Yes.
So yeah, a lot of really fun stuff in there to check out if you have some rogues. Oh, and these little cards that you can use to, if you want to write something for a player, like make up your own little Thieves Can't phrase, and then hand a card to someone so that the rest of your players don't metagame and
Too good.
Yes. So that is this month's Patreon. Enjoy, add it to your games, have a great time.
Pretty sick.
Yes, there we go. Oh, flawless. What's next?
I think we did it.
Subscriber Prime if you haven't.
Oh, yes.
It's easy and fun and free. Lots of you are doing it, I can see.
Yes. You gotta click the subscribe and then scroll down. There's a little crown and it says subscribe to Prime.
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't look good.
It's a little. It's
Happy Easter.
Happy
Bunny.
Yeah, do that.
It is actually more convoluted now than it used to be. You
It
have to,
is. They made it
you
a
have to
little
click
harder.
over
Oh,
to
it's
a
so
different window almost.
Oh.
After you hit subscribe, there's like another. I
Yeah.
don't know what it says.
Subscribe. Yeah, it's like
It's like other ways
down
to
It's
do it.
really easy to do.
And then it says, solve this
Yes.
puzzle
Yeah.
in
Is-
5 minutes or less.
Is you robot?
Before we get to thanking people, which we will do, as we always appreciate, we have one more announcement.
No, we don't. No, we
So I'm
don't.
gonna throw it over to Erica.
I used temporary purple hair dye tonight.
It's so cool.
It looks great.
Isn't that awesome? This is my second to last show, and I don't know why I'm being forced to talk about it, but so my second to last show. So Kayt is leaving. If you were wondering,
Say why? Don't just say.
I'm going on.
I'm sick of
I'm
this
doing
show.
a theater gig for a year, and it's not in town. It's going to be a tour, and it's not technically announced yet, but I'll post about it as soon as it is.
We
so.
can't say exactly what it
We
is.
can talk about it.
Congratulations.
Everybody should go see
Yes.
Erica.
See
and
the unnamed
support
thing.
The unnamed Erica
Go see
project.
it.
Erica's coming to a city near you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah,
Yes.
it is true.
We've heartfelt congratulations. There will be more next week for just your sort of
Yes.
final stream.
Kayt really is leaving Brunkhollow.
Yeah,
I know.
if you can believe it, the whole mom wanting her to leave plotline was prior to finding out any of that.
I was gonna
so-
leave and then come back, but now she's actually leaving. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a fate thing that like came into the story.
It's almost too perfect.
Yeah, it worked out too well, but yeah.
We'll be very, very
not
sad
my
to
last
see
day
Kayt
yet.
go. No, not last yet. We don't have to kind of rush her out the door, which is great. In related news, Kelley is going to stay on for a few episodes. Great. Not a little one and done, but a chance for Ace to kind of get a nice little arc on the show. We'll continue to keep you guys updated. Our plans for now is to, similarly to Kelley, to have sort of a few guests come in for maybe some extended 3-4 episode arcs that we can sort of have a nice, because in the past sometimes it's tough to have a guest come in and out really, really quickly. Not that that's not fun. But yeah. So, and next week with Deirdre back, it's gonna be a full house. It's gonna be 6 people.
It's gonna be so
Oh my gosh,
cool.
it's gonna be
Stream.
Hey,
So Kayt has to look everyone in the eye while she says goodbye.
I think I'm saying bye to TC.
Oh no.
So sad.
He's the only one who doesn't find out.
Where's Kayt? Where'd you go?
Also, in other awesome but well, it's not sad, but awesome news is technically Tabletop Notch's 5-year anniversary today.
This night.
Exactly. This
Exactly.
evening.
March 31st, right? That's Sunday.
March 31st
Yeah.
was session 0. And
That's
so
wild.
just to like shout out some of the people who have literally been subbing almost since the beginning for some of them, but one person in particular since literally we got affiliate status. FNF2, 37 months. I remember you joining like when we were in the middle of the pandemic and you were so kind. Sensuous Bean, such a lovely person, with 40 months. Somber77, 40 months. Z-Lash, 42 months. Mr. Richard Clock, 45 months. Banished Raven, 47 months. And then Shades of Blue coming in with 55.
Unbelievable.
More than me.
Wow.
Really?
Because I forget to use my prime.
Well, Shades of Blue and I are tied at 55.
Well,
So, well done.
So, I mean, we're doing a modest little celebration of our own, but like, we just wanted to thank the people who have just been here for so long and supported us, and the new people, of course, as always.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, it's been 5 years, so thank you all.
Incredible. We
Never
really
thought
we
we'd do
can't
that.
tell you how much it means to us, and we're thrilled to continue to tell the story. And and on we go.
TTN, 100 years.
Yeah. five more, and 5 more after that, and all that.
Oh, and then I guess.
And then would you like to?
thank people for this evening. 'cause
here
I
we
think-
go.
I think we're at like what level? Something,
Yeah,
right,
I think it's
Dwayne?
11,
Is it
level 11. I think we broke our last record. Yeah.
Talina resubscribed, Bronze Pride resubscribed, Sebastian resubscribed, Grubhub resubscribed, not Grubhub, just Grub.
Let's go.
Sponsored.
Wrangler gifted a sub, Riz Running 10 community subs, Stabbing Cobra resubscribed, Bronze Price 650 bits, Golden Dagger 1560 bits, Bearsy Poo 5 community subs, Doofenshmirtz 10. Thank you. Wittenberg 5 community subs, Wizrank 1 sub, J Brownie 1,000 bits, Dave the One 10 community subs, Castaway Cactus resubscribed, Wizrank gifted a sub, Flintburn 1,000 bits, CW Mild 5 community subs, Castaway Cactus 1,000 bits, Lowbrass Guy 1,000 bits, Naira resubscribed, Wizrank gifted a sub, Gregor resubscribed, Gregor 25 community subs.
Oh.
1,500 bits, Doofenshmirtz 5 subs, Gregor 5 and then another, Flintberg 10, Enrique resubscribed, Wizrank 5 more, Dave the One 10 subs, Anonymous Gifter did 5, GF Powers 200 bits, Little Big Happy 100, Cool Shaper 500, Master Dark 100, Helljack 147, Pessimistic Pingu 100, Blowbrass Guy 5,000, thank you, Captain Kirk resubscribed, Master Dark 100 bits, Lowbrass Guy 10 community subs, Dave the One 5 community subs, Lowbrass Guy 2,000 bits,
Happy birthday.
Reneg 1 community sub, Adria 15 bits, J Brownie 2,000
Goodbye,
bits, Boca
Erica.
Nice Dick Ross resubscribed, Ruby Grayling resubscribed, Helljack 200 bits, we're almost there, Helljack 10 stream streak, thank you so much, and then Sensuous Bean 10 community subs, get out.
Also, Cowboy Carter came out this week.
Very on brand.
Wow.
Well done, Jordan.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
incredible.
Also known as Beyonce's Brunkhollow album.
Exactly.
She's watching.
She's got a murder ballad.
Hall.
Great.
She's a patron. Pretty great.
Honorary
Thank you.
Brunkhollow.
Yes, thank you to all. Thank you all so much. Incredible generosity. Thank you to Grubhub and Seamless.
Seamless.
Sorry, Grub. I'm sorry.
Good reads.
Beans, sensuous and otherwise.
Toast. That's another one. I don't know what else is there.
Snap.
Okay. That was a lot of announcements. It's time for us to dive in and pick up where we left off and find out where Kayt and Ace join us in the story here. So without further ado, we're going to throw it over to the recap, then the intro, and then we'll dive in. Here we go.
No, I'm
sorry. I thought you were stopping me.
excited.
Here we go. Previously, on Chapter 25, Plays Well with Others. The party reconvened after sorting out some personal affairs, but quickly discovered that Kayt had yet to return from getting a second opinion on the statue. Not knowing when she might turn up, the Yarpaya well seemed more manageable than tackling the Goblin Raiders, so it was off to the Gnome Nook. Shaking off the dire warnings from Mr. Godwin, Illien led the way into a hazy subterranean chamber, where he found not only webs and murky waters, but a mysterious hooded figure watching from afar. In pursuit of this person, one wrong step brought Coldriths and Kytines crawling out from every crevice, and there was no choice but to stand and fight. When the arachnids were dispatched, the chase continued through narrow tunnels and across perilous bridges, then finally culminated in a massive network of underground passageways where someone had left a cryptic little note. As Illien stood and declared himself ready, some gargantuan creature approached from a distance, then left him with nothing but disappointment as it turned and faded away. How many people are even aware that these passageways exist? And of those that do, who's the one singling out Illien as a man with something to prove? Stick around and find out on chapter 26 of Brunkhollow. Standing on the cliff's edge, it's hard to describe the feeling of emptiness that inundates you as the great shadow drifts out beyond the boundaries of perception. A line that could be described as a horizon if not for the knowledge of how deep you've traveled underground to get here. The creature's wake continues to lap against the stone. And if you close your eyes, you'd swear you were standing by the ocean. A ship that you were meant to board, setting sail without you. The vagueness of the note has sent you reeling. Were you not, in fact, ready? Was there anything you could have done differently? Or was it simply an evaluation of your spirit, of your essence? Or maybe you've misinterpreted the context. Was the implication of the message more along the lines of, are you ready to see what I'm about to show you? Insult to injury is the fact that there's no one here to ask. The ambiguous, hazy glow of these caverns providing just enough light to make a reasonable study of your surroundings, even beyond the range of your dark vision. Unless someone is in the water, there aren't actually that many places to hide. The rock behind you is rather sheer, the drops in front of you similarly so. Not a lot of tunnels or small nooks and crannies beyond the great ones that expand out before you. With your hooded quarry clearly more experienced in traversing these passageways, you think that perhaps this goose chase has come to an end. As you turn your back to the water, you think you can hear the footsteps of your companions coming down the corridor. TC and Doxley presumably able to slip past the cave fisher when the opportunity presented itself. Still racked with a sense of defeat, however, you walk back in the direction of that wooden grating that you stood upon where the note was found. Little head down, sort of very much consumed in your own thoughts. Just a tiny little hole left behind where the nail had anchored it to the ground there. You go down to one knee and you run your finger along the indentation. And you hope that somehow there was some part of the message that was torn or left behind, something else that you didn't see right away. But no. Nothing but the water level slowly falling beneath the grate as it kind of sloshes around. The displaced water from the gargantuan beast filtering back out like an ebbing tide. You stay there, and you just listen to the lapping of the water. Close your eyes at one point, again touching the grate, sort of wondering what else could have been, what might have been, if you were here earlier, if you were here later. Yeah. You open your eyes again. And you look down into the grate. And what is that? you get closer to the ground, and you look into the dark beyond the grate. And as the water continues to fall, there's something in there. It reveals something that was hiding in the depths. Not something living, or if it is, it's standing impossibly still. Give me a perception.
Seven.
7. The water continues to fall. You see that the object that's revealing as the water falls is something concave. Something made of stone. Some kind of basin.
Oh my god, that's worse.
Some kind of bowl. The water retreats further, and the basin is being cradled by a stone hand, held aloft by a stone arm, generally humanoid, but with some webbing between the fingers and striations down the arm that look like they were carved to give the appearance of scales. It looks like a limb that would belong to a merfolk or a Sahuagin, some kind of creature of the seas for sure. The water continues to drop, and when it finally settles to what seems to be its natural depth, what's exposed is the basin, the hand, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, and last but not least, a pair of very broad set of bulging shoulders, atop which sits no head. Give me another perception.
Oh, come on.
Come on, boy.
Come on, boy.
See.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As best you can tell, dark vision allowing you only... There is a little bit of glow around this whole area that provides sort of a faint ambient light, but in the grate itself, it's cut off from that light. So you're only seeing in shades of gray. It's just dark vision that you're using as you're looking down there. And as you do, the bowl retreats, and there's water left in the bowl because as the tide kind of fell, there was still just a little bit from where it had leaked up over the edges of that basin there. But that water that's in the bowl kind of shrinks a little more, and it almost turns into like a muddy substance. And it seems like something was placed in that bowl it's a little absorbent. It doesn't sort of suck all the water up, but it turns into kind of a sludge that's sitting in the basin atop there. The adrenaline coursing through you from this discovery, it kind of reignites a little bit of that fervor inside. You turn toward the passage that you came from to share this news. You sort of you watch there for a moment, the water fall and fall. And you turn, and when you turn over to that sort of overhang that you had passed through, you can see your companions approaching. You see Doxley and TC. You've had such tunnel vision, both literally and figuratively, since you've been in here, that you didn't even notice that Morna had actually crept up to a point, maybe 60, 70 feet away. When you had gone up to the edge, she had kind of poked her head out and was able to see out into the distance. She's close enough that she may have even seen the creature on the water if she was here at that time, which is something of a comfort that you might have someone else to sort of confirm what you saw, that you didn't sort of imagine that. Because until this point, you maybe thought you were the only person in here that witnessed that event. You can't confirm that, however, because Morna is currently doubled over. And Morna drops to her knees, and you can see she's clutching her chest with both hands, and she has beads of sweat dripping down her face despite the cold air in here. And she's taking short, sharp breaths with a pained grimace on her face. Just behind her, Doxley and TC are ducking beneath that overhang, seeing what you're seeing at the same time. And all three of you rush over just as she
Morna.
onto the ground there in front of you.
We can't. Is she conscious?
Give me a medicine check.
I want to check for
13.
13. She is conscious, so she's breathing, and her eyes are sort of fluttering, and she...
Come on.
You also sort of reach out, and she's sort of clutching at her chest there, and it looks like maybe she suffered a mild heart attack. Like she's literally, she's like clutching at like a sharp stinging pain in her chest. You can see her lip kind of quivering there.
There's nothing in a healer's kit that does anything for that, right? It's all mostly bandages and stints and stuff.
With that medicine check as well, sort of being good enough to tell, you know, healing potions and healer's kits for the most part, help with like physical like injuries and things like diseases, mental illnesses, or internal injuries might not necessarily sort of be affected. She looks like she needs medical assistance. She looks like.
We need to get her to the surface immediately.
I've got her.
Okay. It was the grate big enough that I could stick a hand in, an arm.
Maybe.
Illien, what are you?
Get going. I'm gonna run back over to the grate and try to stick my arm in and grab whatever like sludge or mud or anything that was in that bowl.
You see Illien dash over, and first of all, I need you to give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can kind of
Come on,
sneak
TC,
one of your
help
hands
me.
in there.
What is he doing?
18. It kind of gets to your wrist and.
Oh, let's go!
And I need you to give me an athletics check.
Uh-oh.
26.
Yes!
With just the tip of your longest finger, you're able to scrape the interior of the bowl, and then
Are you stuck, boy? I'll help you.
TC, over here!
Fine.
you take it out, and you have some sludge on your finger. You don't know what it is, but it has like a muddy consistency, like mud in the rain, like dirt, soil that's been dampened in the rain.
Great. I'm gonna run back to them at the same time. I have a empty healing potion bottle. I'm just gonna try to rub whatever off
so
into
you can
that.
sort of scrape all sides of your finger kind of onto the lip of that, and then use the cork to kind of push it down as best you can.
Okay. We can run and talk.
So
Slowly, we gotta make it out of here alive.
Yes.
Doxley's gonna like grab both of Morna's wrists and kind of like swing her over like a little backpack and just kind of hold her wrists.
As you have her kind of over her back, her head's kind of draped over your shoulder, and you can hear her kind of sort of gurgling a little bit, like a little drool kind of coming out of her mouth.
I'll clear a path. I'll make sure that we have, a good fucking path.
Can we all get on this raft together?
I don't think so.
All right,
Out of this.
One at a time. Well, two at a time.
two at a time.
All right.
I'll go with Morna first.
Morna
All right.
first. All right.
All right, let's go.
So first things
I'll
first, you
kinda-
all go back through that little sort
Yeah.
of arched tunnel. Give me perception checks as you all move through these tunnels.
Again, I'll stay ahead out in front quietly to make sure that we have.
TC's got his little goggles on.
15 perception.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, right? Navigating these tunnels with even full freedom of movement was no picnic to begin with. And now that you're carrying Morna's limp body, you feel like every patch of loose pebbles, every protruding part of the uneven floor is out to get you. Precariousness matched only by the sort of grit and determination of the group to get her back to the surface. Before you're about to poke back out into that room with the cave fissure, you pass by that lantern that had been set upon the ground prior to passing through. That's how you sort of knew that you were meant to kind of head in that direction. The talisman there, the lantern acting as a talisman to remind you that somebody was here and maybe had some answers that you weren't able to discern. Something, some grasp on what the statues do or how they work or what they represent. As you slow down to listen for movement in the chamber up ahead, you sort of scoot forward, and then TC sort of stops and you listen ahead. Give me a perception check for the next chamber. As you slow down to listen for
Natural
movement,
20.
you notice that between the lantern and the wall, in a way that was kind of obscured on your way forward, but now you can see it on your way back, there's a couple of small pieces of paper and an overturned ink bottle. It looks like someone stopped there to write upon a flat stone, and did so very hastily, and presumably the note that you found, the "Are you ready" note, is sort of where this person crouched down to write that. As they did so, they might have spilled the ink bottle and scattered a few unused pages from whatever satchel that they might have, if they pulled out some paper and then wrote on them, and then sort of a few of those papers scattered to the floor. However, at a glance, the pages scattered about in the dirt are blank, which stands to reason as the person who dropped them might have been more likely to pick them up if they had dropped something that had important information on it. A flicker of the flame inside the glass at just the right moment, however, reveals that one of the pages isn't blank. It's just face down. a bit of scrawled handwriting blocking the light more intensely from the other side. And Doxley's the first one to notice this. Because you're carrying Morna, your head is kind of down, and you just sort of look over, and you see that piece of paper just with a little bit of ink on the back side of it.
Illien, no, grab it!
Okay. I'll search the ground for which one is right. And then take that bastard.
As you're picking out, TC, the next cavern confirms that the basilisk urine was worth the price and then some. The metallic smell permeating throughout the air, and the cave fissure is retreating into a corner where it actually pushes up against a wall and then kind of camouflages itself into the wall of the cave there, because it thinks that another larger creature is in the vicinity. You get over to the area with the raft. You have Morna. What do you guys choose to do?
Place her down gently.
The raft kind of...
Right, I'll give a tug. Yes. All right, here we go.
So you're riding with Morna?
Yeah.
Great. So Doxley and Morna first to go.
TC, on your way over here, was there any injury where some poison was inflicted to her, anything like that?
Not that I saw. No.
Okay.
I mean, we all took a bit of slices from daggers earlier, but
You got the demon race, that they nipped at you, right?
yes.
They also got her, but you aren't feeling similar symptoms of anything.
No, I like go for some of the nicks. And
Nothing
stuff.
that isn't like just a regular wound.
Okay. I have this anti-venom, but I don't know if that would even fix anything.
I don't know. I've got some antitoxin myself.
Okay.
If we come upon something again, maybe we drink it before we leave here.
Yeah. I'm gonna take up the note.
Sure. As you take a look at it, there's this period where, because you're waiting for Doxley to get all the way there with Morna, there's this excruciating period of inactivity where you're just sort of
I'm
waiting, like there's nothing you can do.
eyes over kind of where the cave
Yeah,
fissure
you
was,
see it
making
kind of
sure that
just
it's
sort of
like
skittering
not-
along the wall. It does seem to be, because you spread the urine on that pillar there, that it's keeping its distance for the most part. That period of inactivity, you wait for the first pair to pull themselves all the way back. You wait for then sort of a tug on the rope so you know to pull the raft back in your direction. So there's a moment here.
I hope it was worth it.
I think it was, TC. I just have a billion more questions than answers, and that seems to always be the common theme.
You said you saw somebody. Did
saw-
you find them?
No, I saw... I don't know what it is that I saw, but something massive, huge in the water, and a note asking if I was ready, and that's... TC,
Who is this pen pal of yours?
I don't know if it's Ramo.
Did they leave you another note?
I think maybe. This doesn't make any sense to me, though.
It is written in a different handwriting than the Are You Ready note.
Oh!
Very noticeably a different handwriting.
I don't know if this is meant for me. I'm gonna
Help you
share-
enlighten it?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it with TC. Does this mean anything to you? Please.
Go ahead and read it.
If you can get her to me before 3, I can have the compasses in your hands by nightfall. Meet me at the butcher shop. I don't think you'll need any smoke or leather. They'll be thrilled to see you. And can I just say it's an honor to be working with you, sir.
So, a few of those words stand out to you, as thieves can. Check out the...
Doesn't look like anything to me.
And so there's a few phrases that are recognizable to you.
Share it all,
Okay,
TC. I
okay,
swear to God.
I don't know.
There are clues here. Nothing concrete.
Is it her, meaning Morna? Did someone do something to Morna?
No, that is unclear. Someone is... There's a clandestine meeting happening. Papers, more papers.
Yeah, papers in this reference, so one of the slang is like a word meaning smoke, meaning papers. And papers in this context are usually some kind of like pass or like badge or something that you would flash to gain access to a place, not just like just a physical piece of paper. Like, can I see your papers? That kind of thing.
You're able to gather all of that from these words.
Some of them. I don't know who's got compasses. I just know that...
The compasses one struck you as odd because it sort of is a bit of an oddity in that sentence, but it may be literally referring to compasses because as far as you can tell, that's not a thieves' cant slang for something, so...
The only things I... butcher shop, the smoke and leather. But again, nothing concrete.
Butcher
A
shop,
meeting
smoke.
place, an excuse or papers, but it just says here that they don't need those things. That
So you're saying not to take the message at face value. There's something there?
again, the compasses could be truly compasses, but other than that,
How do you
someone
know?
is waiting for someone.
How do you know this, TC?
Keywords, things I've picked up through the years. Slang.
All right, I trust you. I just don't know what to make of it. This is
Truthfully,
better on
neither
you.
do
Just
I.
let me know if you find anything out, and we can go to this meeting together.
Do you think you know who you were following down here?
Ramo is the only thing I could guess, but I don't.
That is a very a conspicuous person.
He is the only one that I think knows anything of Yarpaya. If this well also had Yarpaya on it, that's the only lead I have.
And at this point in the conversation, you see the line sort of get pulled taut
Right.
there.
As we
to
were
go.
like holding, or I was pulling with Morna, like with each tug, I'm gonna under my breath say, all right, Morna, if this is just some clever ruse so that we don't yell at you for clearly casting magic again, I do have to say, job well done. That's it.
Give me an athletics check also. I forgot
Okay.
that. It's not sort of a
That was, that was a cool roll, but it's a shit roll. Athletics, 7.
seven total.
Yes. It had a little dismount.
It's not a sort of fail or pass something. It's more of a like how quickly
Time.
it's happening. Yours is difficult because you have more like previously when you used the raft, it was 2 people sort of working on it, and it's just you alone pulling this rope all the way back. So very difficult on your end.
When I get there,
Pull the rope taut, kind of wave it. You guys see that on the other end.
Okay, while he's pulling on it, I mean, if we can both do it,
Yeah.
I'll both do it. But do I recognize the handwriting? Does it look familiar to me at all?
No, it doesn't.
No? Rack my brain about compasses again. Just like,
Give me a history check.
Ooh, TC, Mr. Well.
God, natural 1! I
dice
can't
give it.
do anything right!
away.
Give me a second to think about it. No.
Directional and circular.
So as the raft is getting back to TC and Illien, working its way back. Was there something else you wanted to say? Sorry.
No, you ready? Let's go.
Fucking go.
All right.
We're gonna hop up to the surface for a moment. And in the thoroughfare heading east and approaching Detention Pass, 2 people walk side by side with the intention to turn up toward the stubborn bluffs. Briskly and with intention, but not sprinting, not moving so quickly that you couldn't sort of hold a conversation. After an extended conversation with her mother that followed a rather truncated viewing of the statue, Kayt returned to Paramount and found no sign of her companions. But their likely whereabouts were not a mystery, given that no one had left word with Mr. Clemens at the front desk. It seemed unlikely that they would have started their excursion out toward the Goblin Raider camp, which left only the old Yarpaya well as a more feasible, sort of more local undertaking. As you stepped outside, it was just as a familiar face was passing through the now being rebuilt open market there, where it had kind of collapsed in the storm last night. It's now sort of people are putting up tent poles, getting the market put back together. You see the dwarf known as Ace, who you'd collaborated with on a pair of jobs over the past couple days. One of those you weren't there for, but you know the party as a whole. She struck you as both focused and a little bit frazzled. She seemed like someone whose slumber was suddenly interrupted by a feeling that they'd forgotten something important. Like she's a little less put together maybe than you've seen her before when she was sort of ready for a mission at hand. You had a very brief exchange of pleasantries, and it quickly turned into the realization that you were both sort of heading in the same direction. You sort of said hello, took a couple steps, took a couple more steps, kind of realized that you were heading in the exact same direction. And it's with that sort of shared destination that you're now marching in tandem. So there's just a minute here while you sort of turn and head up toward the Gnome Nook there.
Oh, you're going to the Gnome Nook? Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Cool. You know, that big wind?
Oh yeah, big wind.
Yeah.
Huge.
Did you feel like it had something to do with the statue being removed and brought to town?
That's a mighty bold question.
I don't know. I felt like they were pretty obviously correlated based on the time. You're smiling at me, so I'm thinking yes.
I just think you're a smart cookie. I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that, like as much as you possibly can. Because if I kind of thought that they were related when it happened, out of my own nervousness after looking at the statue, I am quite positive at this point that the wind was caused by our joint moving of the statue. So anything at all that you have to say.
I would just say that I agree with you, but you don't want to go talking about it too loud around here. You'll draw attention to yourself.
I get that all the time.
So why are you heading up this way?
Oh, I was just gonna try to meet up with my companions.
Oh really? Why are they up here? It's abandoned.
The Nook?
Yeah.
The gnome
there's
looks not
gnomes
a
here.
band. The well's a
Or
band.
the whales. Why are they going north? Scratch that from the record, guys.
You look around, there's like a bunch of gnomes. You're like, do you not see all these gnomes?
The old and abandoned gnome. I'm 3 foot high and there's 1 foot high.
Really hates gnomes.
They're not people, so this isn't abandoned. This is abandoned.
You know Illien?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has an interest in the well. He wanted us to look around, maybe purchasing property or,
Well, property.
looking to become a landowner but he has no money. So all he can afford is an abandoned well that might have a bunch of spiders, so we're told.
Ace just starts laughing the kind of laugh when you've been up all night and you're like, yeah, sure.
It kind of sounds like bullshit to you, but you're also not sure what part of it sounds bullshit to you. Like, maybe some of it.
I've heard crazier in Brunkhollow, so you know what? Best of luck to your friend.
What about you? You're also going to the well? You're just going to chat with some gnomes?
Yeah, I'm going to the well. I'm looking for someone,
For someone?
For someone. Maybe 2 people.
2 people?
An elf and some tatted up blonde.
Tatted up blonde?
I'm looking for my friend and they might know where she is.
Oh, criminal?
Them, probably.
These 2 people might know where your friend is, but these people are not your friends.
Yeah, correct.
Are they dangerous?
Possibly. Probably.
What happened to your friend?
I kind of messed up. I haven't seen her. She's gone and she's missing, and I think it's my fault. And so I gotta find her, or else I'm in deep shit.
How? Oh.
It's a very different side of Ace that you're seeing than the very suave, composed from the last mission that you did.
How long has your friend been missing?
Almost 24 hours.
Is that around the time the big scary wind?
I think.
It was a couple hours before that. Yeah, she definitely went missing before those winds came through.
She was gonna go check something out. She was going with this elf to look at some land, but I think he did something to her. And someone in the town told me that he was by the well again with some blonde dude. And
Is she looking at the land under the well as well?
No.
Oh.
Why would anyone do that?
They were supposed to go down in Ginger Snap Canyon.
I've never heard of that place until right now.
But I think he might have done something to her, and I just need to have a little talk with him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you need help with that, I mean, I don't know if my companions will be there already, but I'm happy to help. Find your friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ace looks forward and keeps walking.
Continue walking there. As you walk along the bluffs there, it's unusually quiet because of how many people are waiting to observe the statue. There's a lot of people that are sort of waiting around EOD for their turn to kind of be grouped up and head over there. You start to see the structured rows of the gnome tents coming into view. The sun's reflecting off the kind of eggshell-colored canvas, and the front flaps are kind of swinging lazily in the breeze in most of the cases. Off on the right-hand side, past the first cluster of dwellings, you see a very sturdily constructed but poorly maintained well. It's clearly not in use. It's sort of overgrown on the sides, vines and grass growing up, rusted sort of mechanics and frayed ropes. You can see, sorry. You can see just as you're looking at it that there's a couple things right away that don't quite match up. First of all, there's an old frayed rope coiled around the rusty pulley system, but there's another rope looped around the stone base itself, visibly newer and in better condition as it dangles over the side and down into the shaft below. So it looks like, as of recently, a new rope has been installed so someone could go down. There's also a few wooden planks that have been set aside, and you can see where the nails are driven in and they kind of stick out the back there. It looks like someone pried off the boards that were once sort of covering up the well here. Evidence that, somebody or something got these boards loose so that someone could access it. And as you get closer, you see a gnome with a gray beard and kind of loose-fitting greenish garments. You see him kind of poking his head out from behind a tent. You can see he's concerned. He looks sort of concerned, and he sort of looks to the well, looks to you guys, looks to the well, looks to you guys. So he seems to have been maybe keeping an eye on the well itself as you guys kind of approach there.
Have I seen this gnome?
You've seen him. His name is Mr. Godwin, and he hangs around in the gnome area.
Sorry, what?
And Mr. Godwin.
Mr. Godwin.
Godwin.
Oh.
No, you fully said Godwin.
Bro!
I heard Godwin that time.
I heard Godwin.
I heard Godwin.
They thought I said Goblin the first time I said it.
That's amazing.
Sure, his name's Mr. Goblin, okay?
Goblin.
Mr. Godwin. This is not the gnome that I mentioned in your thing. This isn't the one who told you.
Yeah.
That they had seen this elf near the well. But yes, he's known to the gnome community. He hangs around there quite a bit there. So.
But he's eyeing the well.
Yeah, he's mostly concentrated on the well, but he does kind of see you guys coming. Sort of looks at the well.
What you looking at this well for?
We should be careful if you're thinking. A few folk went down the well about an hour ago. Haven't come back.
What kind of folk?
It was a couple of elves, couple of humans.
Anyone before that?
How long before that? It's boarded up.
Have you ever seen anyone unboard this well?
Well, a while ago, a couple of gnomes went down there just to take a look. When they were building it, they thought they'd hit water. Instead, they hit a cave. Took a peek around, but there were spiders down there. And I told the others, I told the elves and the humans, I said there's spiders down there, and they went anyway.
Two blue sea elves.
Two sea elves.
And a tall, strong-looking lady.
Tall, strong-looking lady.
And some guy.
And some guy.
You see a large blonde fella walking around here? Human?
Not particularly. Around that same time. It was just the four of them.
A little before?
Before that?
How long ago did the group of four head down there?
About an hour ago.
Oh, gee. Hope they're okay.
Can I just want to do another pass around the well, or maybe nearby the well if this human was camping out there, or the elf?
Give me an investigation check then.
Does the well still say Yarpai?
It does, yes. It's painted on the side of the wall. Yep. 3. Yeah. You take a quick poke around, and with maybe a thorough search, but at a quick glance, you see a couple things. First of all, you do notice that there's a few rusted nails in the grass around the well. And if you look at those nails, and then you look at the boards that have the nails sticking through it, some of the nails in the boards are not rusted. They're cleaner. As if someone pried the old nails and then used new nails to reboard the well back up. So immediately you see some of those rusted ones, compare them to the other, and they're clearly of two different kind of time frames there. The second thing you notice is that in the bushes, sort of neatly coiled and obscured by grass, like it looks like someone pushed some dirt up and some leaves, there's a very neatly coiled rope. And one end of the rope is looped and knotted around the trunk of a nearby sapling. Looks like someone may have intended to descend into the well maybe several times, or at least had plans for a return. And rather than take the rope with them, bring it back, retie it, they just coiled it up, put it aside, and sort of covered it up there.
Can I quickly just cut that rope?
Sure, yeah.
They can bring their own
Yeah, you can.
I'm angry.
I'm now.
You can indeed.
I'm gonna walk to the part of the well where it says Yarpaya.
You can.
Can I like touch it? Like,
You can. It's dry.
is it like crackly dry? Like if I scrape it, will it like come off of my fingernails?
No, it seems pretty sort of almost like graffiti. Like it's on there
okay,
pretty
like
good.
paint,
Yes,
yeah.
like painted on there, but
Like not necessarily blood,
no, not necessarily.
Okay. but not necessarily blood.
Sure.
Blood unconfirmed.
Would I recognize that name? On
The
well?
Yarpaya?
Yeah.
So that's something that's come up a couple months back. There was a clinker got killed in the downwheel. And when he was discovered, someone had carved the word Yarpaya into his chest. And nobody really knew what it meant. And then, in town here on the well, someone had painted the word Yarpaya on the well. Nobody knew who did that. It caused really, really tense relations between the prison and Brunkhollow for a while because they thought someone in Brunkhollow had murdered one of the clinkers, that was a sort of message they were trying to send or some kind of retaliation. But time went by. It was pretty tense for a while, but time went by eventually and nobody was discovered, nobody was arrested, they couldn't figure out who did it, so it's been a while since that happened, but there was that brief moment where this Yarpaya mystery was kind of in the air, and you never found out, nobody in EOD ever found out what that meant. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Mr. Godwin. And be like, Yarpaya.
Been on that will? Long time now.
Is it some kind of spell or something?
If it is, ain't known to me.
And that seems completely.
Give me an insight check.
Poor Mr. Goblin.
God. 9.
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
You asked if I was seeing anybody else. I'm usually around all the time. This is sort of my spot, as long as I'm awake. So I feel like I would have seen someone if they were here. I did sleep in a little later than usual today. Normally I'm rising with the sun.
We are wasting time.
And Ace goes and like starts to rip the boards out of
Right,
the
the
well.
boards are no longer on top of it there. They've
Great.
been removed, but you head over in that direction. We're gonna swing back underground here for a second. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah.
You've gotten on the raft, you're headed back in the direction of the first room there.
I'm just gonna. Illien. Now that I think about it, the one other place I've seen these slang words used pointed towards the Merc Hall. I can't know for sure, but that might be the meeting place or nearby the meeting place.
Daphne, I know Daphne. Maybe I could bring that to her. Maybe she would know.
If somebody wants something like this hidden, it is maybe not a good idea to just go up and say that you know about it.
See.
That will be questioned.
Okay.
So I would say it'd be better to just find yourself in the vicinity of that place come 3 o'clock or before it.
3 o'clock.
Before 3.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going, and then after 30 seconds passes or whatever, I'm gonna say, you know, TC, I know you've been very defensive of Morna, and I just want you to know, I don't mean any harm in any way toward her. I just wish to have a discussion. I want to protect you guys. I care for you all greatly, and I just wish to know what she knows, but I don't mean to hurt
Then
her.
ask her your damn self, but don't think that anything's gonna come of it.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to talk about, TC? You seem very uptight whenever this comes up.
This? What's this?
I bring up Morna or magic, and then there's a wall, and you get angry at me.
Because these things are dangerous.
Well, thank you for caring for me then. I will be careful, and I will talk to her my damn self. Keep going.
Both of you give me athletics checks. Write those down as well.
26?
Well. See Illien's biceps, and I try to like.
Illien does the thing where, like, when you're like tandem bike, where he lets go for a second, he realizes TC's barely pulling the rope. You get back to the first room there, and you see that Doxley's waited for you on the sort of shore of that platform there. She's got Morna sort of still draped over her body. You start to move forward, and you take turns carefully passing Morna kind of across those stone walkways. One person jumps ahead.
I slapped her in the face while I was waiting for you. She's not faking
She
it.
didn't wake up?
No. I thought
think
she
so.
might have been faking it.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Gave her a big fucking slap.
Look at her face. It's got a red imprint. And you're like,
One at a time. Pass. And you pass again. And you pass again. As best you can, you try to keep any limbs from accidentally kind of draping into the water there, where the Ixitzichittles are kind of bouncing their false voices off the wall. Occasionally you'll hear that sort of all around the chamber there.
demons.
The webs that you step between will surely attract new occupants in time, but for now, the arachnid corpses still lie in these kind of fuzzy, soggy clumps. You can see they're surrounded by thick black pools as they continue to kind of bleed out while you ventured deeper into the cave.
Do we know that would we know if they have any kind of venom, or are they mostly just a physical?
The Coldrith, the bigger one, they do spew a kind of sticky, webby substance that can be, the glands of which can be harvested.
That one kind of fell off.
I think it did fall into the water. It might be kind of floating there. It's probably like kicking up against the side. They're like,
TC,
I thought about harvesting something from that, but I don't think we have time.
if Doxley and I work on getting her over there, and then I can carry Morna up with her tied to me, would you mind harvesting something from those? If I could give anything to Maeve, that might be interest to her, and I'll be waiting at the bottom of the rope anyways.
I don't want to be down here by myself for very long. I'll try. Gods. I'll try to get it over and
athletics or acrobatics to kind of work your way down to the water line.
Oh my god.
Oh.
acrobatics. 18.
Slide down one of the pillars there. You keep a hand on it, and it's close enough that you can kind of grab it and pull it up a little bit on the shore there. And you take out a little blade. Give me a nature check.
Oh boy. Okay. That'll be a 3.
And then give me a sleight of hand check.
That'll be, it has to be better. There's no way. Yep. 25.
You do an expert job hacking off some part of it. You're not sure which part of it is. You don't know where the glands are located because you're not super familiar, but you carve out a couple pieces that maybe
I cut off the claw and I just bring the elbow.
Yes. So you take a few chunks of it there.
As we approach the rope with Morna, I'll say, Illien, I think we have a better shot at you both climbing up, me tying Morna, you pulling her up, and then putting the rope back down, and I'll climb up after.
Okay.
As you look at it, I
Trying
mean,
to climb
with
up
a
with
shorter distance, like maybe if you were on a mountain where there's a little bit of an incline rather than going straight up, you might think that you could sort of put them on your back and climb, but it's straight up and this distance, you think you might need to like pull her up, not carry her up, because that might be...
I don't want you down here alone, so I'll go up, then we drop, get her up, and then you and TC can come.
Just go up,
Okay,
go
I'm
up,
going.
Illien.
I'm gonna climb as fast as I can up there.
Give me an athletics check.
Careful, boy.
14?
14.
Thought that was a 1.
Grip, pull, you slide your legs, cinch over and over, up and up and up. You can feel the burning in your hands and your forearms and your shoulders and your thighs as you keep rising higher and higher. That burning is nothing next to the kind of fire that's lit under your ass from the knowledge that the duration of your ascent may be directly proportional to how quickly you can get Morna to receive some kind of medical attention. There's a few precious seconds here and there that could make all the difference. So each time, grip, pull, slide, cinch, don't think, just keep climbing. You reach the point where the cavern contracts into the well shaft. So it was really, really big and it gets smaller and then it goes up into the actual shaft of the well. Finally, you have something to kind of balance your feet against when the rope starts to kind of swing. Before it was just kind of dangling and it was tough to kind of keep yourself steady. You see light starting to touch your skin, and that's motivation enough to power through the last 15 feet or so. But at one point when you look up, you're startled. You kind of, there's a moment there where you kind of dangle, and you almost lose your grip because there's two silhouettes peering over the edge. Not just nosy gnomes, which is kind of your first instinct that maybe some of the gnomes have come over to wander down the well. You see a dwarven face and an elven one, the sights of which are welcome as white sails while stranded at sea. So you look up and you kind of take a breath that it isn't some stranger.
What the fuck?
And you climb your way out.
Mora.
Arms up on. All right. I climb up and over. I shake the rope. To let him, like, I'm ready. Get her tied or whatever.
You see the rope.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna check Morna's breathing one more time just to make sure.
She's breathing, but it's sort of.
Kayt,
tie her up good.
Yep.
Kayt, can you run to Blaylock?
Okay.
Just let him know we have someone that is struggling and not conscious.
What happened?
Morna's not doing well.
Should I bring him here?
Well, get his space ready at least. We'll be quick.
You're gonna come meet me there?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
let him know.
Okay, and Kate's gonna sprint. Yeah.
Oh,
That
yes,
monk
fast
speed
girl.
he disappears there along the horizon. I need whichever of you has a better sleight of hand check, just give it with advantage there as you tie up Morna here.
Surely will not do us wrong. Yeah. Advantage was him? Holy
What
Anthony.
shit.
happened?
It's a 1 and a 6.
That'll be a 13
13.
sleight of hand. Thank you, and I'm sorry.
With Doxley's help, TC, one around the leg, one around the waist. Working against you is just the sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Like, you know that every second counts. You're trying to work very, very quickly. You get around her waist, around her leg, and you can get her to a point there where she's like at the base of the rope, sort of dangling.
Looks good.
Thanks.
Oh, tug it. I'll tug the rope.
All right, Ace, help me out.
Ace says it. You haven't even said a word, Ace. You're just like, you and you. Help me. All right.
Can we also just
No,
like,
little
give
piece of
Morna,
shit, no, get over here.
Maybe give Morna a little boost just to help the
At the
initial
bottom,
like, pull.
yep, you can. So you start to, both of you give me athletics checks.
Great. It's good to have you here. Thank you for being here. Okay, dirty 20.
Nice.
Nice.
That looks like character sheet. 19.
He is good as up there.
You can see the rope, each time you pull, it's sort of pulling against the rock there, and it even sort of makes a little bit of sort of heat just from the friction of the rope against the stone. But you continue to pull. At one point, she's kind of getting pulled up, and
Are we pulling up a body?
Yes.
she kind of slips, and one part falls out, and then she, like, the leg gets wrapped around. So now she's dangling head down with her leg up in the air.
Gentle. We don't want to hit her head on the sides. Gentle.
You get where she gets up to the part where it gets to the well shaft, and she kind of
No. I'm so sorry, Morna.
Kind of hoist her.
yeah. She gets to the top.
Oh, she got a concussion.
Okay. Ace. There's gonna be 2 more. Doxley and TC. I'm
They're
going
both unconscious too.
More bodies?
Yeah. I'm gonna. No, they're not unconscious. I'm gonna untie Morna as quick as I can. If they need anything, I'm bringing Morna. Start going.
Okay.
To Blaylock.
So you throw the rope back down. You guys see it come down all the way to the bottom, and you're headed to the
to
apothecary.
Blaylock. Yeah.
Did we see when Morna had that shift? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see that.
TC just has like a and like reaches his hand out and like grasps Doxley's hand for a second. Doxley. And just like, and do you hold on to my hand for a second? Do you let me grab your hand?
Grab the hand.
Ew.
A little hairy there.
Go on, TC.
Okay.
Start to climb. Give me an athletics check.
And athletics.
You're going up this time.
Oh!
You're gonna be down there the day.
6. Okay.
I'm just gonna be
catch him
constantly.
A couple times he grabs and kind of slides. There's
dry
the
my
rope.
hands.
The rope is a little sweaty because already Illien's climbed up there. It just has a little bit of moisture on it. You have to sort of. It's a slow going, and finally TC gets up to a point where he looks up, sort of expecting to see Illien or someone, and Ace is the one sort of leaning over the side.
It's been a strange day.
As the two of you continue to climb up, we're going to shift over to sort of moving through town here. Get the fuck out of the way. You sprint through town. You go around the corner through the thoroughfare. You take a left as you just get past the chop house there. A couple of people, as you're moving through, you sort of push people out of the way. They're sort of, whoa, people kind of look as you're sprinting. Already people are a little on edge because of the presence of the statue, and you're coming from the direction of Detention Pass, so you can see people sort of, the statue. Like you hear that.
Oh, God.
Is there something? Like you
It's
can
not
hear
the
a couple,
statue.
asshole.
Calm down.
You get past the main loop, beyond Paramount, the Heath, and the Chop House. You run toward in the direction of the river, and you can feel yourself gaining a little more momentum as you approach what you hope is somewhere that Morna can maybe get some specialized care here that you're able to offer her. Even as someone who's seen their fair share of nasty wounds and lingering ailments, sometimes you need a doctor, and it seems to be that very much that case. The door to his place is closed, however, you do see some flickering lantern light on the interior. It looks like someone is in. You sort of get up to the door. Hear someone kind of. The door swings open, and there's Graham, mutton chops, bulbous nose, that kind of heterochromatic eyes, and immediately sort of sees you, and he looks you up and down. He's sort of trained to know that when someone's kind of pounding on the door that it might be an injury or somewhere that he needs to attend to. You can see past him, and it does look like he was like with a patient. There's a guy with a kind of leg splint, and he's sort of holding a sort of injury there, sort of waiting for the doctor to return. You all right?
I'm all right, but I came to just tell you that someone is coming down from the Gnome Nook who I think is seriously injured, and so I wanted to see if you were busy, because they should be here any moment now.
How seriously?
I didn't see them, but I think that they couldn't climb up from where they were by themselves, so...
Conscious?
I don't know, I'm guessing not.
Sort of turns around, he heads back, and he looks kind of at the man that's in the room there.
I need you to get out. But you were going to get me? Get out, damn it, or I'll break the other fucking leg.
And the guy sort of, he goes over the wall, and there's like a rack of canes, and Graham grabs one and like tosses it to the guy who grabs it, and then slowly works his way back outside there. And you can see that Graham is starting to, he had like a table that's over near a big window where some of the light is coming in, and he's gathering like bottles and like moving them out of the way so as to make room where he could lay someone down on the table. So he's making those preparations. Illien, give me an athletics check as you move through the town here.
Alrighty.
So as Graham's doing that, you kind of turn back around, you kind of look for signs of Illien there.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you carry Morna to the apothecary, it's this very irritatingly roundabout ordeal. When you were up on the bluffs, you could actually see the docks sort of apothecary all the way down there, but you have to go out and then back. So you're dragging Morna sort of over your shoulder, kind of keep as much weight as you can on you instead of on her as you move. As soon as you get there, you have to go east and loop back from Detention Pass, which not only further strains your already aching muscles, it means you have to walk through the busiest parts of the thoroughfare to get there. And as you do so, it turns quite a few heads and draws quite a bit of attention. You're clearly not, you did not clearly injure this person. Like the way you're carrying them is very much like cradling someone who's injured. But you can see a lot of people sort of curious. Some people's just a lot of heads kind of turning, a lot of curiosity aimed in your direction.
If at any point, like, someone's not paying attention, there's on the way back, get the fuck out of the way, please!
Move!
Thank you.
A couple people with barrows and horses kind of move! Start pulling the horse out of the way. Two of the people that are turning their heads actually belong to the Clinkers that are still trying in vain to get those flyers into the hands of citizens here, the ones passing out that picture of Marcel Rowe that you guys have seen. They're handing out the things. And the younger man with the reddish brown hair, he has his arm in a sling, he takes a very kind of prolonged look as you're moving past. He sees Morna there sort of slung over your shoulder, and he doesn't say anything, but you see that, you're sort of moving by, see him over your shoulder. Keep moving, but you can see that he very much was able to tell that Morna was sort of brought through there. As you're about to turn the corner, you see that he's still watching you as you're about to turn the corner, and then the partner that he's with sort of gives him a smack, and sorry. And he goes back to his work there.
Okay.
You get past the main loop now, and as you turn, you see Kayt sort of waving there at the apothecary.
Can I run out to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he ready?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Here, take one.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Shouldering.
leg, whatever. And
Yeah.
Right. As you kind of come inside, you see Graham continuing to push some of the things so that the table's clear. You two have been here before, and you duck under those many planters that are like hanging from the ceiling there. That you've seen all those sort of herbal ointments and remedies that he has. There's plenty of light coming in for examination, and it's the best look that you've gotten at Morna since the moment of her collapse. She's very pale. Her lips are trembling. There's light kind of spasms in her neck and her shoulder and her leg that sort of happen irregularly. And as you're sort of moving over to the table, Graham looks like he sort of put his hands in a wash basin and was now kind of washing and drying off his hands.
Armor off, boots off.
all right.
Wait, gonna help
As we
take
do
off a boot.
Doc, so all I know, she clutched around her heart. I didn't see any wound, any stab or anything.
Was it prompted by a fall?
No fall.
He has like a little sort of concave horn, and he goes over and he puts it kind of up against her chest there, and he listens.
Heartbeat's weak. Breathing labored. He puts that away. I'm gonna give her bottled breath. Try and clear her airways. When I put the vial to her mouth, I need you to pinch her nose and force the body to inhale through the mouth.
He goes over, he takes out a little bottle that at first looks empty, but as he's kind of shaking it, it swirls a little bit. There's clearly some kind of just slightly off-colored air that's inside there. He sort of gets ready to pop the cork.
Ready?
Ready.
I'm just gonna.
He pops it, and as he does, he presses it to her lips and also kind of pinches her mouth to try and kind of make a seal of the bottle to her mouth there. And you guys hold the nose, and you see you see her chest kind of rise and then sort of fall quickly again. He moves the bottle away.
Let go of the nose?
Yeah. That cabinet,
Running.
top middle jar with the blue powder.
Find it. Running back.
How long has she been like this?
I
mean, how long did it take you to get her here?
What, 15 minutes? Yeah, sure. About 15.
Oh, well, not since that's like since you got out of the well. It probably took you another
Oh my god.
20, 25 minutes to get back from those caverns.
I don't know, anywhere between half an hour to 3/4 of an hour.
All right. Now that her breathing's a little more regular, we're gonna knock her out and see if we can get her body to reset a little bit. So we're gonna use this. It's essence of ether. So he takes it, and as he's talking, he takes that bottle and he scoops out a little bit of that blue powder. He puts it in a little glass kind of cup, and he's using tinder. He lights a little flame over by a stovetop. And as he's lighting it, he's just sort of hovering the glass over, and you can see little sort of blue wisps and trails that look awfully familiar to you. This in its more purer form, but you've seen it in the sort of recreational form before. But as he kind of heats it up there, he then kind of walks over. And he walks over now, and instead of pinching her nose, he actually holds it up very close to her nose. And with each kind of breath, you can see the blue wisps sort of going up into her nose there. After this, I'm going to administer a low-dose potion of healing every 30 minutes or so with a dropper on the tongue.
Okay.
Try to repair any internal damage that might be affecting the organs. What's that side? Now, last resort may be to open her up, but we ain't there yet.
No.
Okay.
No,
You think it's that serious?
I don't know, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
What happened?
I don't know. The last time I saw her, she was fine, and then...
Alright.
I'm gonna kind of like pull Illien into the corner. Be like, any light flickering in her eyes kind of thing?
This is well beyond what she did. Many minutes had passed since then. I don't know if it's some sort of repercussion for what she did, but...
She did something?
Yeah, much like things we've seen before.
What is her deal?
I don't know. But I saw her and she just doubled over. This is a while after.
You did good to get her here when you did. Not much you can do now but wait. I'd say, I don't know, 4 hours, maybe 5, before we shake her free from the ether, see how she responds.
And you won't open her up until that long. I'd like to be here if something.
If I feel like I have to, I send for you.
Okay.
Where can I find you?
I will be, I'll be around town. If anyone needs to find me, it's, ask EOD. I'm gonna be with Bruno probably. But I'll be around town, nearby.
I'll try there first.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be with him.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll let you know. I think she's gonna be all right.
Insight checks for both of you?
Oh no, I don't like insight checks on doctors.
That's fine.
18? I don't know if I wanted to roll high.
Illien, I mean, he doesn't seem like he's just placating you, but his confidence that he's putting on isn't. There's a little bit of sort of more for your benefit sort of thing. It doesn't seem like he's like, she's fucking dead.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. It's just, it's serious. You can tell it's serious, and he's trying to ease your nerves a bit.
Thank you, Doc. We'll stay in touch.
All right.
You guys start to head back outside. We're actually going to pivot back to the well where Doxley, arm up, pulls herself up over the edge of the well there.
Good afternoon.
What were y'all doing in the well?
What are you doing near the well?
I'm looking for a man who might be in the well.
We were also sort of looking for someone, I think. What were we doing in
I
the
don't know. Illien said he saw a man with a
Who are you looking for?
hooded man.
Wait, where's Marna? Did they take her down?
They ran down into town. I think they went to the apothecary.
Do you need to stay here?
No.
Would you mind escorting us to Docs and we can talk?
Sure.
Okay, so, as we walk. What are you looking
I'm gonna collect my ropes and such.
All right,
I'm gonna
catch up with us.
stuff that- yeah.
Give me a perception check also, as you correct your thing.
Rope good.
This is how, like, there was quite a bit of kind of grunting and panting as you pulled yourselves up over the lip of the well. 14. Great. Kind of going down to your knee for just a moment to catch your breath before you kind of popped back up to your feet and sort of gathered yourselves your bearings. At this point, your arms just feel like wet noodles, like you're shaking the blood back into the ends of your hands there, fighting against that strain. To 15, 20 feet away, Mr. Godwin puffs on his pipe. Clearly glad to see, as he's sort of puffing kind of nervously, and then the two of you kind of pop up. You can see he was like a little anxious that some people just went down to their death there in the, it had been a while since you guys had sort of come back up.
Can I talk? Everyone who was down there just came back up. Did you see anyone else go down there that didn't just pop back up?
Like I said, I slept in a little bit this morning, so...
Why?
I shouldn't say I fully slept in. I woke up, I had a nice toke.
Thank you very much, sir.
And then I felt I couldn't shake off the sleepies, so I went back to sleep, and a friend had to shake me awake.
Does that happen frequently to you, sir?
No, it doesn't. I'm usually up with the sun.
Let me see that pipe.
Oh no.
Hands over his pipe there.
They drew
Is this exactly what you smoke, usually? Do you think anybody put anything in it? Does it taste the same?
I've got a few different strains of tobacco. I do tend to burn the candle at both ends. Gotta catch up on sleep every now and then.
When was the last time you overslept?
Seems like you can't remember the last time you overslept.
Did you meet anybody new yesterday? Was there someone you don't usually hang out with that was interested in talking to you?
I don't think so. I did notice that after the winds came through, my tobacco box had fallen over. I had to gather all my things.
It fell over onto where? Just the ground?
Yeah, tents came down all around. Old Old Nook.
And you're sure it was your own tobacco box?
I think so. It was right by my bed.
Opportunity.
Somebody might would have fucked with your shit, is what I'm saying. Somebody slipped you a little bit of the sleepies.
Give me a perception check.
21.
21. Yes. As he's looking at the pipe, you're doing the same, and there's just like a little bluish crust around the rim of the sort of pipe there.
Who had access to this pipe? Look here.
Well,
You usually smoke that blue shit?
that blue? Well, no. No. You think somebody put something in my...
I think somebody else knows that you spend a lot of time up here, and they didn't want anybody seeing them going down the well.
I'd say buy some new shit.
You can't think of anybody who was nearby when you were cleaning up that you don't usually see nearby.
I didn't see anyone.
Well, ask around. Ask your bunkmates and your neighbors.
I will. Oh.
Sort of puts the pipe down, puts it in his pocket, and he runs off kind of between the rows of tents there.
So who were y'all looking for?
Illien had it in his mind that he had to go down here to discover some... I don't know.
He was trying to assay a claim not a claim, but to assay a property to purchase the land.
You hear that same weird concept of purchasing the land around the
You
well?
wanted to buy well land.
It's cheap property. He has no money. He's got a spending problem. I've got to talk to him about it. But listen,
You're like, wow, their story is consistent. That Illien is broke and wants to
I
buy
gotta
this
let
shit
Bison know
property.
about this well land.
So who are you looking for? Because we mostly just encountered spiders.
I'm
And do you guys want to be walking?
Yes.
I'm looking for some old elf who's kind of wrecked up. He's like breathing through a bottle. I think he might be sick. And some big blonde tatted fella that he was with. I need to find them and punch them.
A tatted feller? Have we seen the posters of Marcel? Do they have a likeness on?
You have seen the posters of Marcel. Marcel's a sea elf.
Oh, okay.
And this human.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Gotcha. Okay.
Human, huge tats, piercings, blonde.
Not a description that sounds familiar.
You just said an elf who sucked on bottles.
Yes, I think he was in bottle breath, breathing bottle.
All right.
Do y'all know this man?
Sucking on bottles? I have not seen a bottle sucker.
Doxley.
What did they do? Why do you want to punch them in the face?
I think they did something to my friend and colleague, and we are running out of time to find her before things get a lot worse.
All right. Well, do you know where she is? Since we're clearly losing the trail on who these other two are.
They were supposed to go down to the Ginger Snap Canyon, but I don't know if they ever did, because that elf fella seemed to have come back without her or never actually went. And the last I heard is that they were by the well, and I thought I would find him, and yet here I am with another dead end.
Have you tried Ginger Snap Well? No. Canyon.
You guys have heard that name in passing. It's an area a little bit south of Brunkhollow that it's a popular mining spot. It's sort of rich with minerals. However, it's extremely close to the cusp. It's like in the cusp. So it's risky to sort of set up an operation. There are a lot of people believe it is risky to set up. It's the reason why actually Bison owns very, very few properties there, because it's sort of in the cusp area. So you've heard that sort of bandied about, but you've never been there.
Which part of the cusp? Like
Like the lower left part, because it's directly south of Brunkhollow. Yeah, if you have a...
Cool.
The tattoos description. Between the two people with the Thieves' Cant yesterday and Acton and his two friends, did any of those people have a bunch of tattoos or piercing?
Not that sort of matches that description. I mean, they did have like some tattoos and stuff, not blondes, sort of not body shape that you're shaping. A couple other characteristics of the elf are sort of the long, sort of flowing hair and the high cheekbones. Sounds an awful lot like someone you met on your way to the dig site the other day.
I only went like halfway to Ginger Snap, right? Or like
you didn't even go that far.
Yeah.
You kind of went out and then you realized that it might be easier to try and find the elf rather than to just search through the wilderness for the person.
Ace, what's your friend's name?
Nani Mitchell.
She works for Bison?
Yeah, she's one of Bison's top 3. What do you know?
Have you spoken to Bruno or Bison today?
No, I'm avoiding Bison. And Bruno I haven't seen. He's been on patrol doing missions. What?
Bruno was ambushed yesterday and a man stole his key. and we told Bison to keep an eye on the other two. And apparently, he didn't listen to us then, as he has never listened to us before.
When did they go missing? Yesterday?
A little less than 24 hours ago.
The time that she describes is probably up when you were at the dig site.
Literally.
Is Bison's keys like kind of a known thing?
It's, yes, certainly with the people at EOD, yes. They're aware that those 3 chief surveyors each have a key that all of them are needed to access that vault in his office.
What do you guys know about the keys?
We know that there's 3 of them that you need to open Bison's vault. That's got all of his information about digs.
Somebody is targeting those 3.
Maybe
Maybe
we should find Peter.
Who's Peter? Is that the third person?
Mm-hmm.
He was at the digs when we were there.
He was with Bison.
Yeah.
You said Bruno someone took his key?
Someone took his key, they knocked him out with some sort of, toxin that just knocked him out for a couple hours. We had used
Like
it
our
here.
gnome? Like our gnome friend?
It wasn't,
Oh no, it was.
It wasn't a gas.
It wasn't
It was
the-
drow poison. You know.
It was drow poison, I think.
And is Bruno okay? Did he come back?
he's fine, yeah. Bruno's fine.
Didn't we walk by him? He was
Yeah.
over DOD.
I think we
Looking
gotta
a
find Peter. If they're looking for the keys,
Do you know where Peter might be right now?
is he out on?
You have not checked in at EOD, so you don't.
Yeah.
So the surveyors usually are either scouting for new spots with Bison or at EOD. Those are pretty much the 3 spots where you find them. So
Okay. I can go back to EOD and see if Peter's there, and maybe give him a heads up that it seems like they're
I think he already knows. Bison would have already told him, I think.
possibly.
If you want to confirm, I understand.
But Bison doesn't know about Nani,
Being missing?
and I would appreciate it if y'all would just keep it on the down low for a moment.
I
Think
imagine-
about all the favors I did for y'all when you first
I
came to this
am
town.
not eager to give Bison more bad news in the next 24 hours. I'd like to avoid that, actually.
I would say he's already looking for her. I would imagine he is.
Okay.
If he knows that one key is already missing.
Let's hope he's going to Peter first.
So, you helped us a little. What do you need?
Need to find Nani.
Exactly.
Tattoos.
What do you guys know about this elf? Seems like you were looking for him too.
We know he's claiming to be someone named Romo Klein, but everybody thinks that's bullshit.
The dead guy?
Yeah, the dead guy, exactly.
And he ambushed Bruno on the way to the dig site.
He came here offering property to Bison.
What?
The elf?
Yeah,
What property?
down at Gingersnap. Said he had some property that he wanted to sell off real quick, and Nani went with him to go check it out and then never came back.
Have you tried there yet?
No, I have not.
it's a little bit of a trek. Also, in retrospect, it didn't at the time. You got the impression maybe it was a bit of a ruse just to get her out. Yeah, so just that, you didn't have any concrete. He didn't have claim papers or something that said he actually had property. He just was going to show.
That's what he said. Who knows if he was telling the truth?
This is someone who... I don't know. He would stand out in Brunkhollow. He's probably hiding in the downwield. Or somewhere in the wilderness.
Last I heard, not that long ago, he went into the well. That's why I was there. He went into the well, and then some big tatted blonde guy covered up the hole.
Well, we
What are you not getting? We are running out of time.
Oh, let's go! I didn't see anyone in the well. So, let's just focus on your friend.
Thank you.
Sure. Can we go make sure that ours hasn't died yet before we go?
Yes, I wanna talk to that other fella who seems to know about the elf or was looking for him.
My brother?
Yeah, that one. Who wants to buy well property?
Yeah,
The property brother.
because he's super poor.
You guys are coming back into the thoroughfare here, kind of down from the, and from a distance through the open market.
I couldn't help it.
It's fine. It's fine. Really.
So serious.
You guys, from a distance, you can see Illien and Kayt sort of down the length of the thoroughfare there, and they don't have Morna with them, and they also don't look distraught. So right off the bat, it doesn't seem like that Morna passed in the time that since you last.
Doxley's going to try to stay one pace behind Ace, get eye contact with her brother, and just be like,
All right, Kayt. We're not supposed to say anything.
What?
That's what Doxy's trying to tell me.
Say anything about what?
I don't know.
Ace is like, perfect.
Yeah,
Towards you.
pushing people out of the way. Thoroughfare.
oh my god!
What happened besides Morna, doing M-word?
I will.
And Ace, give me a perception check if you guys want.
Absolutely.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
Freaking himbo. Oh, that's a 5.
I'll let you know. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
yet,
no.
but I will let you know.
Okay, well, we need to get somewhere because I have a lot of shit to tell you.
Okay. I have a lot to. Yeah, we should conquer. I have a lot to tell everyone too.
The two groups converge here to kind of just past the open market, kind of between Paramount and Lucky Heathen there, a little further.
Creepy old elf, speak.
Well, first, let me just say, Morna. I'm gonna look at my CV. A good topic.
Somebody
Like Morna
Yeah.
is doing okay.
Good.
The doc says he's not sure what's going on, but maybe in 4 or 5 hours we can go check on her, and if it gets really bad, he might have to open her up. I don't know what that means.
Oh, shit.
But for now, he says it's okay, so we should just let time pass.
All right, so then we can pivot because we have Ace here who's looking for her friend, Nani, who we think might have one of the keys. Remember Bruno?
Oh, Bison's
Yeah.
case.
So they think that somebody has tried to go after Nani as well. So she's missing.
Okay,
So we've agreed to go and help her.
great. Let's
I
do
think she
it.
was taken by this old elf you seem to be looking for. Maybe not old, creepy. Breathes out of a bottle, long hair, sunken eyes.
Kate is like,
I'm just looking to buy a well.
She's like,
Don't say anything. Come on.
Why are you quiet?
Why does it look like your eye's about to pop out?
I'm not sure who that is, but I was just trying to see if the well was worth purchasing. But, TC,
yes.
I would like to run to the Merkhall and Maves with you. But
Right now,
if it's before us, if it's urgent.
maybe we can see if they knew about a tatted person.
Okay.
We should spread out and see if we can follow that trail. Tatted person. That sounds like somebody that people might recognize.
Right. And then once we get back together, I have a lot I want to talk to you guys about. But TC and I are gonna run it just really quick to Maves and the Merkhall, and then we'll meet up where? Where are we headed?
We'll make a circle.
Is there a place that's not directly outside EOD, but is like maybe
Yeah.
to it?
I mean, you could go like to the kitchen at Paramount. That's
Yeah.
out of the way.
Let's
yeah,
meet up
it's
at the
somewhere.
Paramount.
It's also crowded in there. You can kind of disappear because right now there's still groups that are waiting to go out to the statue, so it's pretty packed.
Where are we headed when we go?
Wait, go where?
To this place for your friend?
Made like 3.
Are we looking for
I
your
don't
friend's
know
sister?
where she is.
Do we know where we're gonna start?
We're starting by asking about this tatted person.
Great. I have a meeting at 5 is all I'm asking, so if we're still nearby.
we need to be nearby in case the doc needs to saw Morna open.
Yes, that's true.
All right, well,
Okay.
Gingerbread Valley, what is it called? Ginger Snap? Ginger Snap Valley is nearby.
Canyon.
Canyon.
Why
And
is
it's
it called
deep.
that?
So
in the downwheeled. In the upwheeled, nearly.
How long does it take to get there, would you say?
A while.
Like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's out of town. It's not like super close.
Okay,
I-
we'll re-meet up at the Paramount.
Ginger Snap might have just been a ruse to begin with. I don't know why this old fellow would have had. He's not. I don't know why I keep saying that. He just looks
That's kind of sunken cheeks. So
ancient,
he looks a little
haunted.
Okay.
like a
He
ghost.
seemed like a ghost,
a little ghostly. as Kate.
but metaphorically,
Yes.
like a whisper on the wind.
Yes.
But we're not sure we know who this is.
All right, so what are we doing?
I mean, Ace can tell something. So, I mean, it's obvious
all right.
that they're.
I am going to the EOD to find Peter or talk to him or talk to Bruno.
Great.
I will go with you.
Excellent.
Okay.
we'll start the search for the tatted individual.
Okay.
In the direction of the Merc Hall.
Great. Let's do it.
Nani had a key.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn indeed.
We like walked through or I stomped through the town square, right? Did I see Bison at all? Or like
So Bison has like a little porch that's out of his office. That's like it's like raised up over EOD, and there's a little porch there. So before you kind of go marching over to EOD, you can kind of peek around and see if you can see up at his like.
I think I'm
walkway
just
there.
on alert to like not run into him, even though I know I'm going to EOD.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. It's a 4. You're
4.
done.
You don't see anyone out on the balcony. However, the door is open.
Okay.
Kind of as if
he
there
might
seems to be
be-
someone in the office, whether it's him or somebody in there. As you kind of as you're walking toward EOD, you keep sort of peeking over just to make sure that Bison might not sort of catch your eye. But that door usually isn't open if Bison's not in.
Okay.
So it seems like he, if not sort of actively looking, he's in his office.
Okay.
There, so
Cool.
you see that.
Just kind of skirt around.
Sure. And Doxley, you're going with Ace to EOD.
Yeah.
Kate, where were you?
I'm
They were
gonna
going to
follow Illien
Okay.
Great. Let's go.
out of anxiety. Yeah.
Follow Illien, Kate, and TC here for a moment.
All right, when we get out of earshot of the person that we keep lying to.
Time to get.
The way Ace was talking about it, it sounds like this tatted person helped this Ramo character down into the well, and maybe that's who we saw down there. And I don't know who wrote this note, but it could be either Ramo or that person.
So far, we've only seen Ramo interact with the undead things, right?
Sure.
Spoken to Illien.
That I feel like that's not Romo, because I feel like Romo's the one who wrote the note asking me if I'm ready. So if it was this tatted figure,
And this is a different handwriting.
from what it looks like, I have 3 words to go off of.
You got a bunch of notes down in the well?
1.
What the hell?
2. 1 for me and 1 for I don't know what's going on.
Again, I don't know how old this note is. This could be from a week ago. They'll be thrilled to see you makes it seem like this meeting spot would have... It's not remote. It's a place like the Merc Hall.
Do you trust anyone that you could be like, hey, got this note?
I
and
did not
what's
make a
happening?"
good impression there the first time. Don't you know somebody at the Merc Hall?
What? Can I see this?
We need to speak with Daphne.
Yeah.
Again, I do not think you go in and ask where this
Kate
note
is
came
very
from.
I can
close
talk
with
to
Daphne.
Daphne.
She's very close.
Then we don't start with a note. We start with asking about this tatted person,
Okay.
and that they might know where a missing friend is.
And I wouldn't let her know that it's a missing bison person.
A missing friend of a friend.
Yeah. Someone's missing. We're trying to help out.
Okay. Let's drop by Maeve's on the way just to hand her the things while they're fresh, I suppose. If that's
Oh yeah, the fucking
yeah.
chunks of goo.
Am I allowed to mention Daphne? Ramo to Daphne?
Yeah. Why are we keeping secrets from Ace? I mean, aside from.
Your sister made a bunch of faces at me. I don't know.
Okay.
I
so,
think people deserve to know that there's an undead murderer on the loose, and I was trying to tell people and no one believed me, but maybe now they will.
Maybe he's fighting for a good cause. Perhaps.
Always the paradigm shifter.
I'm just saying. All right, Maeve's.
You guys work your way down. You take the back route behind the music box and Good as Gold to get to Maeve's, while they take the other route, which kind of heads over to EOD. As you get to Maeve's, you see no activity at all. Once again, the water wheel is off, so you don't hear that kind of recurring noise. And as you get closer and closer to the door, you do see a note pinned to her door.
Shit.
Went to see what everyone can't shut the fuck up about. Come back later. So it seems that she is at least in the process of trying to get a look at the statue. So there's no lights.
Leave the note up there. I don't tear it down.
All right.
Another time.
Should we just leave it on our porch?
No.
The note?
Wait, what?
Like, just
No.
leave it here? Because I don't know
Somebody
when
will
we'll be
take it.
back. What if it goes bad? Quick.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
No, I really need to talk to you guys about the statue.
Let's wait till we get to the Paramount.
Okay.
Oh.
It looks like she's gonna burst, but you head over the bridge. You're heading towards the Merc Hall, is that the idea?
Yeah.
So as you kind of get close to there, you can see that sort of stone arch and then the interior courtyard that has some of those long tables. As you return there, Kayt, who was there not that long ago, finds its occupants with the same kind of dejected disposition that they carried the night before. You found out that one of the guards had died overnight that was killed by those sort of goblins that came in. And the murder of their watchman is unsurprisingly still very much weighing heavy. There's like a lot of sort of heads on hands, a lot of sort of leaning back. The mood in here is dispirited. Daphne is out of the cage and she's wiping down the tables rather aggressively, even though the tables look clean. It seems like she's giving herself something to do here as a sort of way to occupy her mind. She doesn't see you enter, or at least if you guys want to say something before you go in, but she doesn't see you hovering sort of on the, sort of underneath the overhang. But you do see Jaden, her assistant, kind of behind the cage there, sort of writing, and at one point he kind of looks up and makes eye contact. Gives you a little wave. So you're still a little bit away, but if there was anything you want to say before you go in.
Give me back that note.
I'll let you.
This is a last ditch that you even bring this up. We start with the tatted person.
Yes. I'm going to let you do most of the talking since you seem to know this.
She's the one who knows Daphne.
Well, I guess that's fair. If anything comes up about that, I'll wait.
This just led us here. I do not think that this is impertinent.
I don't. Okay.
So I'm just supposed to ask Daphne about a blonde, tatted person.
You will start with that.
Okay.
All right.
She's kind of scrubbing away at the table as best she can.
Hey.
Back again, Glory.
Oh, I have a lot to talk to you about, but we're
Looking for an excuse to leave your mother's company?
always, no matter what. But we are on
She
a
has
bit
a
of we're on a bit of a timeline right now. A
You
friend
don't mind
of
if
ours,
I do?
Oh, please, by all means. We're just looking for someone, and we think maybe somebody was with them when they went missing. Do you know anyone super blonde with a ton of tattoos? Potentially up to no good.
When you say up to no good, you mean what?
Scheming.
Scheming.
A friend of ours thinks that their friend went missing and that this blonde person was intentionally, I don't know, kidnapping them, luring them into danger.
Scheming. What do you mean by that, Glory?
Remember when I asked you about Ramo Klein?
And I said you were full of shit?
And I was like, okay, probably sure. But now I am fairly positive there is some Ramo Klein running around because trust me when I say we fought him and he won. And he did all kinds of nutso magic. Anyway, this blonde person with all these tattoos.
Ramo Klein's not blonde.
Okay, but there's a blonde person with Ramo Klein. I love her. So do you know any blonde people with tattoos who might be conspiring with potentially undead mass murderers?
I know someone who sounds like who you're describing.
You are amazing.
But I can't tell you.
Are they your friend?
No, but there's something.
He's gonna like look around.
You got your friend with the stupid hat with you?
The guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's here.
He would know why I can't tell you.
Would you be able to tell him?
Would I want to?
Oh, Anthony. What if I told you, there was a note that my friends found? They were unsure if it would have anything to do with this guy or if it just happened to be in the vicinity of where we think this other person went missing. Would that help or help us find this person at all?
I probably shouldn't see that note either. And your friend will know why.
Is Rob...
Go talk to your friend, Kayt.
Are you part of a... Okay. I'm... Well, trust me when I say there this Ramo person, he is around, and he is dangerous, and he might be up to some cool stuff, he might be up to some bad stuff. I do know that he is targeting bison, and I don't know if you've heard about any of that, but just be careful, be on the lookout.
We're sort of dealing with this goblin problem now. Remember? Killed one of my guys.
Just be, while you're out there looking for the goblins, just be careful, because the goblin raiders aren't the only people with wild magic stuffs. Not wild magic, but, wild magic. Just be careful, okay.
Bye. Turning around, going back to TC.
TC and Illien hovering.
So, does she know the blonde?
Yes, but she said she can't tell me, and she said that you would know why. I also told her there was a mysterious note, and she said she can't look at it, and that you would know why.
Does this happen to be because you can read what is going on?
Yes.
I challenge you to tell me one single truth right now.
As she says that to you, even you can tell that Daphne is fond of Kayt and that they're friends, because even saying that is probably more than she should have said. Even telling her to go consult you.
Where do we go from here?
Fuck. Come with me. I'm gonna head back in the direction where I saw the two people that gave me.
Okay, out back of the music box there?
Yeah. Fuck.
You're heading in that. TC starts to walk off. You guys can follow him there. Anything on the way there while you're walking? Sort of heading.
No.
TC walks. You follow.
I hope Morna's okay.
Should be fine.
And that's where we're gonna take a little break.
Oh God.
TC with a little time to think about what he's gonna say. TC's like,
episode.
I know where to go, and he just makes circles.
I haven't even told you.
As you obviously intuited,
got
like
a
a
copy.
thieves guild, you're not supposed to talk about it with
Yeah.
people who aren't in the thieves guild. So
Yes.
presumably this person is involved in some kind of.
Number one rule of the
They like to
Guild.
call it specialist guilds.
Yes.
They don't call it thieves
Yeah.
guilds, but yeah, some kind of. As you knew,
right.
Daphne was affiliated in some way because
Yeah.
she had the poster way back.
Do I have reason to think that she would talk to me about it? Like, if I used code?
Possibly, or that at least there's things she can say to someone who's in the know that she
Okay.
couldn't say to someone who isn't.
Okay. All right. Maybe instead of leaving, maybe I'll tell them to stay, and I'll go talk to her. By
Okay,
myself.
we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Grab
You got
your
15 minutes to study.
I know. Yeah. Can I have that,
Bring the
please?
code.
Good.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna take a little break. Thank you all so much. Hot on the trail of Rama Klein and Mystery Blonde, and that's where we'll pick it up on the way out.
He has a blonde girl with him.
Can someone talking to me? All right, everybody. Enjoy the break video. I believe is this the debut of the makeover?
Oh yeah.
It has a little Western themed makeover.
Yeah, we redid some of the music. It looks a little different, but all the same puzzles
games
you
are the
know
same.
and love.
The puzzles you know and love with a little freshener. It hadn't been changed up since campaign 1. So
Yeah. It's been a while.
All right, everybody. We'll see you on the other side.
Goodbye.
A wanderer, that's what they call me here in town. I roam around, out in the fields, both up and down. The taverns, they don't excite me all that much, nor do the mines. Don't care for gems and gold and such. And when someone asks me what I'm doing next, I gaze at them and proudly I attest. I'm headed west into those blood-red sunset hills. I'm headed west. I love a life that's free of frills. Not sure yet what's to come. Don't fret about what's been past. To the beat of my own drum I go, no matter how the die is cast.
Welcome back, everybody. We hope you had a wonderful break. I didn't hear any screams of excitement, so I assume nobody won the Brunkhollow.
They did not.
It'll never happen again. That one time, and
Once in 5 years.
well, no, since we've been doing it. But even so, what was that? The fourth
It was only
time?
the- yeah,
it was crazy. somebody got that. Anyway, we'll be diving back into the continued. TC's been studying up on his thieves' Cant as he took his break. But before we dive back in, was there?
Yes, we got it. Not a Crow subscribed with Prime. Did you know you could do that for free if you have an Amazon Prime account? Hades Backplay, 10 Stream Streak, Wizran gifted a sub, Poshman resubscribed, Helljack did 20 bits, Helljack another bit, C-Bonar a bit, Wizran gifted a sub, Duday resubscribed, we love you Duday, Deirdre Manning, aw, Deirdre's in the chat and she resubscribed, we miss you, we saved
Deirdre,
you.
what is up with you?
Evolving Thread resubscribed, Helljack 508 bits, 7 Primeval, 10 bits, thank you so much and thank you for coming from TikTok after a crash. Wizran gifted a sub, Chad Arnold resubscribed, Bankrupt Tub, 2 community subs, Ali Slayer resubscribed, Negligent Terror subscribed with Prime, Helljack 361 bits, Ali Slayer 100 bits, and then Jay Brownie closing out with 1,000 bits. Thank you so very much.
Thank you guys. Holy smokes.
I will speak faster.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
All right, before we swing back to wherever if TC was turning around back from our call or thinking, we're gonna head over in the direction of EOD, where Doxley and Ace are taking a little stroll, and you can tell that Ace is walking a little slowly and that she's also a little furtive. You can see her kind of glancing around. There's clearly people that she's not looking to run into as you kind of get closer to EOD. So once again, the scene outside of EOD is very much the same. There's a lot of people, there's big crowds of people that are waiting. There's someone kind of up on a box, sort of calling names, Williamson, someone will come up and they get assigned a guide, and then they walk out of town where the statue is. So there's these sort of little groups being escorted out. Still a good group of maybe, 40, 50 people sort of waiting around for their name to be called. You see Bruno, and I can't remember if you were there at one point, but Bruno was like sitting in the back of a wagon, sort of, he was told to keep an eye on things. And now he's sitting in that same wagon, but he's asleep there on the side of on the sort of back end with his feet dangling. So that's what you're kind of seeing there. And they're calling out names. Julie, come forward, over here.
I don't see Peter in the crowd.
No.
Is there, in the back, I guess, is there like a sheet of assignments, like where people have been assigned, where it might say Peter is?
There might. It would probably be inside the loading bay there, which you are authorized to walk into. Like if you walked in there, people wouldn't be like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
However, that also, Bison's office looks out into the loading bay, so there's that as well.
And Bruno looks like asleep.
He's asleep, in the back of the wagon. But outside of, he's not in the loading bay, he's outside.
Yeah. What do you hear about who attacked Bruno?
I was there.
What? Who did it?
It was the guy pretending to be Romo Klein.
And no one else was with him?
No, he had actually summoned a bunch of undead. A bunch of dead elves.
Nice.
It was pretty sick.
Respect.
Yeah.
So he took out Bruno and then took his key.
Yes, and then Kayt once mentioned that when she first ran into him somewhere in the Downwield, he had said that he was gonna take from the people of Brunkhollow, take from those that could afford it or something. That's sort of Romo Klein's MO as well.
Did you tell Bison that?
Yeah, we told Bison as much as we could.
Okay.
I don't have any investment in Bison's future in Brunkhollow, but I would imagine that the people that do want him to actually take this seriously, because he's clearly gotten 2 of the 3 keys now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Peter's in there, but Bison might also be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if Bison starts asking me questions that I can't answer, I'm gonna be in a little bit of trouble, so I'm kind of just putting off going in there right now.
Do you want me to go in there?
No, I don't know if you can. Can I get a +1? Can I get like a visitor's pass?
Someone would stop.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not to say you couldn't convince them to allow her in, but if you walked with someone who clearly wasn't an EOD person, someone would stop and be like, what's going on here?
Was there anything else you didn't tell Bison? Because we might be able to go in there and you could distract him by being like, I have more info.
That isn't talking about Nani being missing?
Correct.
I mean, I'm happy to make my ass of myself in front of Bison if you need to get in there.
That'd be so great.
You want me to go talk to Bison?
Yes, please.
All right.
You're pretty cool. All right. Okay.
You guys kind of walk up into the loading bay, and there's a person there that you recognize who sort of works kind of around the loading dock. Usually they're in charge of seeing the wagons, sort of checking the records to make sure all the wagons go out and all the wagons come back in. However, today, because it's mostly about the statue, he's kind of just in charge of keeping an eye on the loading bay, just to make sure no one walks in there and steals something from there or something. His name's Welton, W-E-L-T-O-N, Welton. So he's there with his kind of little stack of parchments, and he looks like he's kind of taking inventory, but nothing's changed, so he's sort of lazily taking inventory. He's sort of,
Hey, Welton. Wild day, right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on out there.
Yeah. I'm just passing through, but I met up with this lovely gal, Doxley. Has to talk to Bison. Is he in there?
He's up in his office, yeah.
Yeah.
Just talking to Peter.
Can you let her through? Can we walk through?
So he said he was talking to a man named Peter up there. Oh, all right.
I think they're having a conversation that is important.
We can wait outside.
For Bison. You think he's gonna come outside for this?
No. We're just gonna we're gonna walk past you now. And that's it.
Well, you can go in. But I
But
can't let her in.
I can keep an eye on her.
I was one of the folks that examined the statue yesterday at the digs. Before
he kind of looks at you, and there's like a little bit of like he thinks he maybe kind of recognizes you, that you guys, because you guys actually met Bruno here, briefly before you left. He kind of looks at you. Give me a persuasion check, Ace.
Big money, no whammy.
what the fuck I'm doing?
You could be rolling.
But what if it's worse?
Well, that's pretty good.
It's a 15. It's a 15. I'm gonna take the 15.
Okay, cool.
All right, but if Bison sees her in there and he starts yelling, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see you.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow, what's over here?
Wow.
So you guys head into the loading bay. I mean, there's a number of wagons that have not gone out because they're busy. And as you look over to the left, if you peek sort of quickly, you can see there's a window to Bison's office, and he looks like he's pacing, and he looks like he's talking as well. You can't hear him because the door's closed and it's glass, but he's kind of talking and
there's no way for us to eavesdrop from any sort of.
you'd have to get much closer, like
Yeah.
ear up to the door. You
Yeah.
know from being in there before, he built the office to be somewhere where he could talk to people clandestinely if he needed to. So ear up to the door maybe, but like from a distance, not so much.
Debating if we should just wait until the conversation's done.
Okay.
Because you want to talk to Peter without being seen by Bison.
Ideally, but also, I'm sort of having a bit of a moral crisis here in that I do think I should just face what has happened and stop. Bison's gonna find out eventually, and it might be better coming from me than from someone else. And I'm being a bit of a coward right now.
Oh, well, no. Here's my experience of dealing with difficult bosses, is you can deliver bad news if you've already fixed the problem.
Yeah. I haven't fixed the problem.
Well,
Clearly.
us. So, if it needs to wait another hour while we try to fix it, I leave it up to you.
Both of you give me perception checks.
Anthony, can I see that note again?
13. 4.
As you're having this conversation, Ace is lingering kind of on the edge because she doesn't want to be in anywhere view of the window that's up there. But you kind of creep in a little bit further, knowing that like you're, relatively covered by Ace's story, and that Bison isn't necessarily looking for you specifically. And as you're kind of in there in the main floor of the loading bay, it sounds like, without being able to hear words, that the volume increases in the office, and you hear sort of the timbre of the. Like you can tell that it's Bison yelling without being able to tell exactly what he's saying. And as you're kind of trying to hear, the door to his office flies open, and you hear him say, "And go fucking find her!" And dude, someone comes out of the office and boom, hits the railing and and the door of the office closes.
Oh. That would be Peter.
And it seems as though the news has been broken, perhaps.
Perhaps. Can I get to Peter without being...
You look over, it's actually not Peter.
Oh, never
and
mind.
As you take a couple steps towards him and look up, and it actually looks like Peter's still in the office up there. And this was somebody else that you get the sense that Bison has sort of put his hand on Peter's shoulder and he's talking very close to him. And just from that, give me an insight check, having been in that office before and been on the other end of Bison's tirades.
9.
Just the sense that you get he's like very intent and serious, and just a little bit of the energy seems to be Bison telling this guy he needs to stay like where he can be seen at all times. He's like, don't you fucking go anywhere. Presumably because he's the last of the 3 that are carrying the keys. Yeah.
Who got...
That is
boot.
Houston, who got pushed over the edge there. Another one of, he's not a surveyor, but he's another one of Bison. He's actually one of Bison's kind of muscle men. Like he's usually like sort of a guard for the dig sites and stuff. So he kind of picks him up.
Ooh, Houston.
Hey, Ace.
Boss not having a good day?
Is Bison ever having a good day?
That's fair.
You haven't seen Nani, have you?
No, I haven't. What's going on up there?
Bison thinks that somebody's trying to get the keys. Who the fuck is this?
She was with Bruno earlier. When everything happened, yeah.
You were with them when they took Bruno's keys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Ugh. You can see he's like bleeding out his nose there.
Gonna go over to the apothecary for a moment.
Alright.
If you see Nani, send him up to Bison.
Absolutely.
What sort of waddles out of the loading bay.
Well, that answers our question. Peter is probably gonna be here until further notice. I think we might try to meet up with the rest of the group.
All right, maybe they've gotten something.
Yeah. I bet they do.
They usually are pretty productive, I hate to say it.
As you turn to exit the loading bay, you can see Bison was sort of intently talking to Peter there, and then he looks like he's gonna turn. I need both of you to give me stealth checks to duck behind some sort of wagons and boxes.
Disadvantage?
No, because this isn't he actually can't hear. That's like sort of noise-based, and
Stealth check.
you know.
Yes! Woo! Okay. That's the nat 20. Sorry, microphone.
That was a good roll.
8. Ace, as if a 6 kind of sense, you can feel Bison's gaze start to turn and sort of get behind a stack of crates off to the left, and you sort of see Ace, and then you look up, make eye contact with Bison there, and then
Give a little wink. Duck out.
you guys head back out into the thoroughfare
Oh my
there
God.
and sort of push through the crowd a little bit.
No, not at all.
Before we gonna
Fuck
follow you
anyways.
guys through there, we're gonna pivot back over. What has TC decided here for us?
Rewind like 5 seconds.
Yeah, we can say you just kind of stepped in the direction of the bridge, and then TC kind of stopped there.
Just wait here a moment, please. And I'm gonna make my way back into the Merc Hall.
Okay.
Walking the Merc Hall. Are you still using your cane? Have you been using your cane?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Walk inside. The mood in here, as I described before, very glum in here. The mood is dampened, kind of spirits all around. You can tell that, something is amiss here at the Merc Hall. And once again, Daphne is kind of finishing up washing one table. She sort of takes the rag and then throws it into a bucket.
Afternoon.
I must admit, my short time so far in this town has left me feeling quite scratchy. But
It happens to the best of us.
no one, I promise you, no one has ever claimed that I have a lovely singing voice.
Give me a persuasion check.
So cool. So cool.
Oh, man.
Persuasion? Oh no. 15. I'm not looking for you to give up any
She looks around. There's people in here. And it's pretty quiet in here just because the mood is quite somber. She motions to kind of the end of the table in front of you so that it's kind of the farthest from where most of the people are seated.
Drink something. It'll look less suspicious. It might calm my nerves as well. Thank you.
I can't say whether I've grown as close to anyone here as you seem to be with Miss Mori. But I'd like to help out those that I have come a little closer to. If this is connected to a job that you have out right now, I understand. But I think there are things here at work that are bigger than any of us realize.
It's not that. Even you are not in the fold here in Brunkhollow. There's certain rules that I have to abide by. I can't give you his name directly because that would break a rule. I can tell you who he runs with, but I'm gonna need something above the knee to make it look right.
I understand. I haven't got much on me, but can this be the promise of a job next time that I'll do for nothing?
I don't know what Kayt's told you, but one of my men got killed the other night by goblins trying to break their friend out. We have a prisoner here. I've been trying to get people to do that fucking job.
The goblin fucking leaders.
Yeah.
I came this close to taking one out with my own fucking hands. I do look forward to finishing that job.
I want two things.
She pours for you as well.
I want a promise that come tomorrow morning, you and Kayt and the rest of you ride out and do that fucking job.
I will see that an attempt is made.
As far as above the knee, put your shoes on and go get 500 and bring it back. It ain't for me to spend. I'm gonna hold it, and when you bring me those goblin heads, you get it back along with the reward.
I've got it. All right. I understand. Thank you. I'll be back.
Thank Kayt.
She turns, you pick her bottle.
Jeez. Tip my cap.
Head back outside. Illien and Kayt are waiting.
Well,
We need funds.
Oh, great.
My worst enemy. Fun.
I can only put up
Oh my god, fuck you guys.
40 gold. How much do you have?
How much do you need?
More than 10 times that.
Oh.
500.
For
Okay.
what?
For a lead. A solid lead.
Does it have to do with the thing that happens before 3?
I don't know.
I don't.
It very well might.
There's a bank here in Brunkhollow. You can get a loan.
I will not put a loan slip on this.
How else are you gonna get the funds? I have 12 gold to my name, 2 cents.
I hate to say it,
Kayt.
but how much gold does Morna have?
I don't know. She seems to always be able to afford anything.
Will the doc let us pilfer her pockets while she is unconscious?
Well, someone's gonna have to pay the doc for his services.
Do you know how much your sister has?
Not that much. Maybe 100 or 2.
Ace wants this done as well. She could put
definitely
up some.
200.
Oh, I bet Ace has money. Shit.
You have some, like 120, we'll say.
Damn.
Loose on you. You also have like valuable stuff. But
Is this money we get back?
Yes, it does get returned.
Well,
With the caveat that tomorrow we finish off those fucking goblin leaders. We get
tomorrow
the
when
money
else?
back and we get the bounty.
It's tomorrow when we're going to the prison. If we speak to the warden tonight.
No. That is when we need to give word by.
I thought that was by tonight.
I think it was by.
End of the day today was the last thing you heard about it.
We could reach back out today and say that we'll be ready tomorrow afternoon.
we would need Ace for the goblin.
I would fucking think so. Especially if Morna's out of commission. Let's go find Ace and Doxley, and then we'll fucking rob Morna's corpse.
Let's head across the bridge. Was there anything else Doxley and Ace wanted to say
boy.
before they sort of meet back up?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
we're
guys,
vibing.
you guys know
We
we're
walk
in the
back
general.
in mutual silence.
I love that.
As you guys cross over the bridge, you see Ace and Doxley heading in your direction, and behind them there's a guy like holding his ribs with his nose bleeding. He's kind of walking generally in the direction of the apothecary's place, but you guys are back.
All right.
Friends, hello.
What have you got?
How much money do you have?
I may
How much money do you have?
Excuse me?
I may have a solid lead, but there needs to be a literal deposit on it. A refundable deposit. Not for me.
For who?
We need to put together 500 gold.
For what?
Or who?
For the lead.
Who are we giving this gold to?
It'll come back to us. I promise you.
This is for your
Mr.
friend.
Come back
This is
to
for the
us.
blonde. We're finding the
Listen.
blonde.
I'm sorry, are we putting gold in a hole?
No. The Merc Hall. We put down 500, we get the information, then we go do the goblin job, and then we get all of it back. We get the goblin money, we get the 500 back.
Okay.
This is how I can help.
What have I heard of this goblin?
It's becoming more and more of a problem. There's goblins that live in town that have agreed to a kind of truce, and that the goblins don't wield weapons or don't own weapons, and they're allowed to kind of live in town without owning weapons. And then there's some goblins that have come to Brunkhollow, decided that wasn't for them, and there's a kind of a goblin raiding camp that's a little bit to the southeast. And initially, they were more of a nuisance. They would sometimes try and rob, like, mining wagons and carriages and things. But they've grown in numbers, they've gotten a little more dangerous, and as of very recently, a couple of them have even been seen using magic. So they've gotten some powerful tools under their belt that... So now there was a contract out to sort of kill the leaders of this goblin raider camp, which might kind of scatter the troops. And that contract was put up by the Merc Hall and has increased in value. It started at like 100 and then 200, I can't remember what it's up to. I think she gave it. It's like 800.
Yeah.
It's 8 or
800.
900.
So it's just becoming more and more of an issue, sort of with the attacks on people around Brunkhollow.
Is there a reason that this is more of like a Merc Hall thing rather than a Bison thing? I know it's not dig related, but like...
Yeah, Bison doesn't really. It hasn't affected him enough yet to. It hasn't affected him enough directly for him to really put his muscle behind it. And the Merc Hall does the. I think you guys also learned that this was a joint contract between the Merc Hall and Brunkhollow and the prison, because the prison's having problems with it too. They're like attacking prisoners and things that are out in their dig sites and stuff. So it is a combined sort of reward between the two places that has been put out.
Doodles.
So what do we get?
We get a lead on the blonde.
For 500?
Refundable 500, yes.
And a goblin head.
Well, we supply the goblin heads. Yes. Later.
Okay, how much y'all got?
I've got 40.
70.
It's not worth talking about.
10, you've got 10 fucking gold.
12 gold.
Put up 10 then.
Told you he was broke.
Oh my god.
And he wants to
live
buy
in a
property?
He wants to live in a well full of spiders.
I got about 120 loose on me.
Oh, Doc, how much you got?
Puts us about halfway there.
Oh, good. All 4 of you combined get us halfway there.
Morna. I might be able to sneak some off of Morna.
You're gonna take it off our unconscious friend.
We get it back. And if she was up, she would probably give it.
I think she would understand.
I'm good for the rest of it.
Brunkhollow.
For the rest of it. How much money do you have?
Yeah, some of us save our money for rainy days.
Hold on. We actually need 10, 50 plus 120, 170 plus 70 is 240. So we need 260 actually. Did we got that?
Wow.
I kind of wish you didn't. You had to go get more.
You didn't. Everyone
like-
say thank you, Doxley and TC.
Eternally grateful, sister.
Why are we thanking you?
Why are we thanking you?
For making the deal.
With who again?
The Merc Hall.
Since I am the purse of this operation, do you mind if I escort my own gold into this place?
Yeah, I want to see this person who knows this tip.
I mean, you know Daphne. She's the head of the Merc Hall. You don't deal with her too much because, like, you take your orders from EOD and Bison mostly, but you definitely know of her.
Are you talking about the head of the Merc Hall, Daphne?
That is who I spoke with.
Why can you not say her name? Daphne.
They're
Daphne.
they're in
The
like
Merc Hall.
it's
She
a
and the
secret
Merc Hall to
society
me are.
thing.
It's a what?
They can't say each other's name?
It's a secret thing.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
All I know is it's a secret thing with a capital T, and we aren't supposed to know nothing about it, and the fact that we even know that we're potentially participating in it is potentially a big problem. Can't you tell he's sweating?
This is a lot of information that we're just
What-
throwing that we don't know much about.
What's in your hand there?
I'm jingling my purse that you may fill it.
Oh.
Let's go for it.
All right, here's 10.
I can't accompany you.
Yes, you can come with me.
Thank you. How much am I giving you? 260.
260.
I fucking hate you.
I'm stressed out. Pulling something in my hand. Giving myself arthritis.
260 gold.
How much do you have, Jordan?
Now?
Yeah, left.
50.
Oh my goodness. How many weapons you could buy with that?
Oh my
You
god.
could get a thumper.
You know what she could have done is bought a bunch of healing potions with us. Anyway.
Then she couldn't afford the lead.
I know. All right. Come on.
Lead the way, darling.
We'll wait here or by the bridge.
You guys gonna
wait here.
hold hands on the way to the Merc Hall or something?
I don't know, probably.
That was audible.
You're welcome, everyone.
TC and Doxley start to walk off, so it leaves the three of you. If there was anything you want to say before we pivot over there.
Anything else happen in the Merc Hall?
I barely stepped in.
Honestly, they're a bit distracted over there because they lost one of their people to the Goblin Raiders recently, so
Oh yeah. I think I heard about that.
that's why they really want them taken out.
Just kind of look at you.
I barely stepped in, really. That's it.
Head back to the Merc Hall there. The shoes. What was the shoes on?
I'm slowly figuring you out.
What are you
Casey.
looking for?
I found it. Oh god. I found it. All right.
I hope I remember.
Yep.
You head inside. It seems like Daphne's behind the cage at this point, where she's sort of going through a couple of the records there, going through some of her books. And she sort of clocks you as you sort of get underneath that arched entrance. And it looks like she leans back and she whispers something to the other person who then takes his book and he walks into like a back room. So it's just Daphne kind of at the counter there. Just
Okay. Will you give me 10 paces?
Sure.
You've watched my rear so well today. Thank you. Can I have the gold?
Got my fistful of gold. Fistful.
Oh, I'm so much
Walk
higher
up.
now.
Can't say I could put together that much that quickly every day. I ain't asking for it every day.
She reaches down, looks around, and she kind of puts a metal kind of lockbox up on the counter, opens it. Sort of makes a show of not sort of adding it to her coffers.
Yep.
Who's this? One of my finest spare gloves. But someone with a light touch. Truly. Tell her to back up out of earshot.
Turn back.
Just a little more breathing room, my dear, please.
Doxley will bow and take a couple steps, kind of just maybe by the doorway if that's enough space.
Sure, yeah.
She'll even fucking turn around.
We both like watch you. You take a step.
Like I said, I can't give you the name of the person. But he's always hanging around with a guy they call Sharkbait. All right. From what I understand, he freelances at EOD. He's what they call an expunger. One of Bison's specialists.
So, not an associate of yours.
Not through the Merc Hall.
All right.
And if you, do you play cards?
I do.
If you need someone to help you find Mr. Sharkbait.
Oh my god.
Do you know where to look?
I do. Pocket aces. Quite lucky of us both. I'll see you tomorrow.
I hope so.
Tip your hat. Yes, I also. Were you trying
I
to do
tried,
this? I
but
know, I didn't put them
command
in.
was wrong.
Oh,
it's
I
not turning off. Because it's a.
There we
no,
go.
there we
She
go.
threw a bunch of aces on the table, as you might have expected.
It was sick. You guys, it was
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot.
natural koozie. All right. Make my way, turn around, and have quite a bit of a smile as I turn back towards Doxley. Come on.
Meet the back of the bridge there. There's some anxious faces, both because, you know, they handed over a lot of money, they're not sure what this kind of lead might be. You know Daphne, but you weren't aware that she necessarily dabbled in that kind of world. That is sort of intended to be a secret, so that's new information to you.
All right. Sharkbait.
And that nickname is familiar to you. Sharkbait is his nickname, it's not his real name. His name is Eric Armstead. And he, like you, is an expunger. You are an expunger so it's his job, the expungers, and I'm explaining this more to the audience rather than to you. Bison, when he finds a new dig site that he thinks is promising, the minerals there, like sort of that was a good catch. He often has to clear it of monsters that are in it, like whatever's inside. And he has expungers that are basically specialists for certain types of creatures. When you first met Ace, you were clearing that place of troglodytes. That's one of her specialties. Eric Armstead, Mr. Sharkbait, is a avian monstrosity specialist, which means he clears out big old birds,
Griffins.
cockatrices, griffins, axebeaks, peritons, all kinds of sort of monstrous
Coolest title ever.
bird-like creatures. He also hates you. He's kind of a little spoiled shit, and he was, before you showed up, he was kind of Bison's go-to expunger.
Oh.
And has since then not gotten as many jobs, because there is a little overlap. I mean, he still specializes in that, but sometimes when he can't find someone for the exact kind of creature, he'll just call the person who's most reliable, which used to be Mr. Sharkbait and is not so much anymore. In addition to that, you recall that Sharkbait, when he's not kind of loitering around EOD, whinging that his talents are not being utilized, he likes to fish along the Recluse River, which, if you go to your little maps, I think it's B on the maps. I think I can bring it. Can I?
Like the Brunkhollow map?
Yeah, I'll bring it up here on the stream too.
Oh, cute. Cute little river.
What's it called?
The crick.
Recluse River?
The creek.
Put this
Damn, at a crick.
There we go. So this over here, so where the river splits off, this is the main, C is the main kind of Brunkhollow creek there, and then this is the Recluse that kind of sneaks out in a westward direction. So he likes to head down there and fish, and part of the reason he likes to do that, the Recluse is actually a terrible place to fish. The river is tiny and very shallow, like you wouldn't find great catches there, but because of that, it's also extremely, there's a lot of solitude, it's isolated. He likes to kind of be alone and fish on the river there when he wants to just kind of get away and out of town. So that's what you know about Mr. Sharkbait. Mr.
And
Grimstad.
real quick, Daphne brought up Blondie as also an EOD expunger.
No, she was
Okay,
saying that
shark
Sharkbait
bait.
is, yes. And that this
But they
blonde
run
guy,
together.
that they run together, they're tight, they often are found together. Yeah.
Sharkbait?
Yeah. A friend of yours.
I've been waiting to drown that motherfucker for a long time.
Let's do it.
Hold on. Blondie runs with Sharkbait.
Okay, not surprising.
Also, as you say that, you think, I'd love to drown him, and then you cock your head a little bit. He's actually a sea elf, so you can't, in fact, drown him. Not easily like that, but yes, the spirit is there. But yes, he's a sea elf. And he's kind of, he's undersized even for a sea elf who can be a little shorter, which sort of maybe where that nickname came from. Mr. Sharkbait is a little sort of a shorter sea elf.
That is the way to Blondie, is Sharkbait.
Excellent. And that's all Daphne told you? That guy fucking sucks. He's a big, spoiled, whiny little baby.
Let's
That's
get his
exactly
ass.
what you said about Spencer Stoughton. You were right. So
I
Listen,
said another Spencer Stall.
She's like, I hunt whiny idiots. That's my thing.
Well, we
men
don't have
with weak constitutions.
we don't have any money to offer him, but
Oh, we're not
You
offering
can
him
squeak-
money.
all right.
What, you want to intimidate him into giving us information?
Correct.
Okay, if you think that's the right way
Who
to
knows?
approach this, it's your connection.
I'm sorry. Do you think there's a better way to go about this?
No, that's what I just said. Is I think it's better you handle this. It's your connection.
Yeah.
Do you know,
know-
where we might
All
find
you.
Sometimes he seems sarcastic, but he's being honest. That's just how he talks.
Do you think you know where we might find him?
Yeah, he's probably at a stupid little fishing spot.
All right.
Lead the way.
And Blondie might be with him. They run in the same crowd.
They are close.
This is news to you too. I mean, you know Sharkbait, but that Sharkbait might be sort of a Thieves Guild member. That is news to you. You've never heard that. I mean, and again, that's not unusual for you not to know who's necessarily involved. You weren't aware of the kind of more formal establishment of a Thieves Guild in Brunkhollow. That usually happens when something gets big enough to have a Thieves Guild, and Brunkhollow hadn't been until maybe recently. So that's news to you as well, that he might be affiliated in that way.
Sneaky little.
Did you see?
I like make a beeline. I'm like,
Raise his face a little.
do you think it's possible that Sharkbait is the one who told this blonde boy about the keys, and then he told Ramo about the keys? The alleged Ramo, anyway.
It sounds like Sharkbait works at EOD or has.
he works at EOD. He used to be Bison's favorite, but not anymore. Because he's a terrible worker. Terrible work ethic. super spoiled. Honestly, fine at his job. Just fine, really. So he's been walking around the EOD moping and pouting that he doesn't have enough jobs, and then he goes and fishes, and that's all he does.
You think he's upset enough about work to totally sabotage Bison?
I wouldn't be surprised if someone has offered him perhaps something better, bigger money. That tends to be how... Possibly.
All right, is the approach just intimidation? Do we try to pretend that we already know his business and that Bison is on to him and that we are trying to help him? Or...
I think I want to find him, and if Blondie's not with him, just start asking about his friend. And if he starts being cagey, then I start punching him.
Should we surround him so he can't run away?
Might be good if some of us come from one end and some from the other.
Should we get the sea elves in the river? What if he tries to swim?
This is getting wild very quickly. I don't know. There's probably an approach to this where we don't have to beat up someone who could potentially be an ally of some sort.
Illien, this person might be 2 degrees from...
I know. That's why I don't want to be on the wrong foot.
From who?
The people that we've been talking about today.
Okay.
Let's just try a polite start.
I'm not gonna start punching unless he starts being cagey. Okay? I'm gonna go up.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask him some very nice questions.
Should if you all don't get along, should we send Illien first? He's very likable.
Maybe I'll go with TC. TC seems to be on the inside of some things.
And then if things go bad, you get in, you give him a punch.
Yeah. If it gets to that, the punching is all yours, Ace. I will back out.
Good plan. Right behind you.
I know.
I'm sorry, did I just get volunteered to talk to this person?
I just would like you there with me in case he starts saying something and you know what's actually being said.
Okay.
If that's okay.
All right.
Okay.
Why is Ace not approaching him?
Because they don't get along.
All right.
Okay. Where are we going? Where's this fishing spot?
We're going to the creek.
Yeah, you can start to walk. I'll bring up the map just to show where we're heading out of town here as well. So, you guys are going to... You were at the bridge. You're going to kind of walk along the just the alley here and get up here, and then you're going to take a left and follow the bank there, and you'll go west out of town.
Nice. Going west. That's cool.
I fucking hate it. Illion's got a thing with West.
Yeah, he loves going west.
He really loves West.
It's his favorite direction.
Western direction.
It's not often that you have reason to wander all the way along the south bank here in Brunkhollow. But not only do you do so here, you continue on to where the river forks off to this sort of little smaller distributary here, stomping through the tall grasses between the watchtower on your right and an enclosed little pig pen on your left, that's on your map as well, from which emanates some of the delightful smells and sounds of coming with raising such animals, both good and bad, depending on whether you like that sort of simpler life. TC, as you're sort of walking by here, your eyes sort of flick over to the right, and nobody notices, but this is where you've been told to meet later by Arlo and... So you at least get to get a little look at where you might be meeting later on. So.
Okay. Oh, because that's this, right? That's the watchtower.
That's the watchtower right there where the Reckless is. And as was described there's lanterns. They're not lit right now because it's during the day, but there's lanterns on all 4 legs of this watchtower here, so you can see all 4 of those.
As we're walking there, can I pull Illien aside for a second?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Are you trying to get on the good side of our ghost friend?
I don't know if ally is the right word, but I think we have combined interests in that align.
Then are you worried that he's gonna find out you're trying to help another one of Bison's people?
I believe that this person, if you're speaking about this shark bait, is someone that is connected to Rama.
Right, but we're trying to help out Ace get her friend,
Sure.
Nani.
I don't know what to make of that yet. All I'm hoping is that this leads me closer to him.
And once you get there, you're gonna say, hey, sorry for going directly in opposition to your whole plan that you've got going here that you probably came back from the dead to accomplish.
I'd probably say, do you want help getting the 3rd key?
La, 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 la.
Yeah, they separate a little bit.
Okay.
But hopefully it's gonna be better than that. So we'll see.
Okay.
Continue to walk a little bit here.
I want to just tell these two, do not bring up Nani.
Okay.
Just say that you're looking for this guy.
All right.
And the gal, the blonde girl, and the guy.
Blonde was a guy.
Blonde.
Yep.
Oh wait, I thought there was a
guy.
blonde gal, tatted gal.
No,
No,
tatted
it's a
blonde.
guy.
Tatted guy.
Big
Oh,
blonde
he's
guy.
got it. He's tatted. Got it. Cool.
Blonde tatted guy. Cool. Nani was the.
Ah, we got that
Okay.
sorted.
Cool. Yeah. I'm really glad that.
The people in question is Ace didn't know, but she was talking about who you believe to be Ramo or whoever's saying that.
Okay.
That person was working with this blonde-haired person, and presumably the person you're headed to knows either one or both of them. You don't know.
Got it.
Just
Okay.
do not bring
No,
her
no.
up at all.
Okay.
And I will be right behind you
Perfect.
in the bushes.
Perfect. We'll look to Doxley like, help.
What you looking at her for? No.
Great. Let's go.
You keep a pretty steady course from here. You let the louder rush of the main Brunkhollow Creek behind you. It peters out, and now it's kind of just a delicate trickle that you're hearing now. It's a pleasant enough day for a walk, and the natural surroundings here feel amiable. It has sort of a pleasantness to it. You're comparing it to a lot of the treks that you've taken into the Downwield, where if you wandered off kind of an established path, you might soon be butting heads with some kind of beast or creature of the Downwield. But here, there's enough civilization close enough that a lot of the more dangerous creatures have given it a wide berth because they don't want to be hunted or sort of run into. There's obviously a sense of drive that's keeping everybody very focused, very alert. But you do seem to have a little time to talk as you walk. You think you know where you're headed in terms of his kind of favorite fishing spot. There's a part where the river gets like a little bit wider that he sort of stands there and fishes. And it's a little ways down. It's probably going to be, another 5-10 minutes before you get there. So there is a moment here for anybody to kind of talk or discuss or go over the plan they're in. And as you continue to walk, you think about right now the river's very, very straight. Eventually it'll bend a little bit, but you'd be able to see if he was like fishing up ahead. You'd be able to see that. So right now you're clear.
All right, perhaps give me a chance to speak with him on my own. To start. Yes?
Okay.
Sure.
If anything starts to falter, call for me. I have a small plan that might help.
What plan?
Does it involve your great sword?
No, and it does not. It's just talking.
All right.
Good luck, Daisy.
Are we sharing this?
Huh?
I feel like if we don't, whatever it is gonna pass up pretty quick.
What's that?
Found this down the well. Refers to somebody perhaps delivering a her.
You can see Ace bristle a little bit. That he sort of.
If you can get her to me before 3, I can have the compasses in your hand by nightfall.
Is there anything else you are keeping from me?
It literally just occurred to me that this was...
Oh, it just occurred to you?
Yes.
Oh,
Compasses.
There's a lot going on today.
Compasses sounds a lot like the keys, doesn't it?
That's not a thieves' cant for keys that you're aware of.
Not that I know of.
Especially considering the note contains other bits of thief cant, like that doesn't strike you. I think I had you were asking about the compasses. I had you roll.
Yeah.
Now that you've said that, everybody give me a history check to try and.
Oh, natural
remembers something
1.
about that.
15.
12. Ace, you recall, and if you shared, other people would as well, but the, let me bring up, I don't have it on here, I have it in here. You recall that the boys over at the Sampson brothers, over at Good as Gold, which is the sort of general store here in town, they, for reputable people in town, or for people that are long-standing members of the community, they will do custom imports. They'll like bring stuff in for you if you request it. So they'll give you. Do I have this?
I think it's just on the.
Oh, it's just on the cover. Yeah.
Oh.
They'll be able to get sort of specialty items, and they have a little catalog of specialty items that you can browse through when you're in their store.
Points to the other person wearing it.
And there is indeed an item called a companion compass.
Nice job. Good memory.
They come in pairs, and they always point to each other within a certain distance. It's not unlimited distance, but it's basically a tracking device of kinds. You can use it nefariously or not. You could use it to just make sure you never lose somebody, which is what it's advertised for. But yeah, it's a way to track something if you were able to place it on something. Companion compass, that's what it's called. So the word compasses, that's the only thing you've heard of in terms of outside of the realm of just a regular compass.
Can you read that sentence again?
If you can get her to me before 3, I can have the compasses in your hands by nightfall.
Okay.
And then
And Nani disappeared well before 3 yesterday. That was before.
and the butcher shop, would that be any
The butcher shop isn't something that rings a bell to you.
just like I know that there's a butcher shop.
There actually isn't a dedicated butcher shop in Brunkhollow. There's places that serve meat, but not a dedicated butcher shop.
What?
What's it mean?
I don't remember.
What's it mean, Mr. Welker?
There's so many things going at me at once.
So you found this in the well. What I'm just curious. What did you think this meant?
I think it meant that
Did you go to the butcher shop?
No.
Because there is no butcher shop in Brunkhollow.
I have found that out.
Society thing.
Oh my god.
In TC's defense, we picked that up as our friend was falling over, almost dead. So, probably forgot.
Listen, we're already doing a lot to help you and your friend. I don't think we're enemies.
Then leave.
No.
You don't have to be here.
I am happy to help. But I'm just saying, we are not enemies here to be yelled at, Ace. We are here to help you.
I don't much appreciate all the secrecy after the information I had given you, after the ways I've helped you out around here. I know there's something between you and that elf fella.
If you want to find Nani, you let me talk to him once. And that's all you're going to get, all right? But I will try and help you.
I'll be right behind you, TC.
Walk a little further down the stream. A little bit of space separating the group, kind of spreading out, just person by person. Who's leading the way here? What do we got marching orders wise? TC in
I'm
the
out
front?
yeah, looking for this fucking
Okay,
guy
give me a
with
perception check as you're in the front.
all my ding-dongs with me. 23.
23. You walk for a little while longer in the kind of silence. You just let the nice trickling of the stream kind of wash in. You don't close your eyes, but you sort of focus. You're thinking about what you might say, just sort of wondering what the best tactic might be. You don't know this guy. I mean, you know what Ace has told you, but you don't. You're frustrated that you don't know what angle to play. You've been in situations where you know the button to push, and this isn't one of those times. You're sort of flying by the seat of your pants a little bit. Finally, up ahead, you discern a little bit of movement, aside from the ordinary course of rustling trees and some of the swaying reeds by the banks. It isn't a person. Something kind of rustles through the tall grasses, and it face plants into the shallowest part of the stream, like a clumsy puppy falling down the stairs. But it's not a puppy, it's a very grotesque chicken lizardy bat thing, simultaneously squawking and then filling its beak with fresh water from the stream. It's too dumb to know that it can't breathe and drink water at the same time, so and as you see it, it's a cockatrice. You would recognize one. It also looks like it has kind of a collar of some kind around it, like some kind of thin collar with a little sort of thing on it. After that one, sort of another one comes through the reeds. So you see two cockatrices way up ahead that are sort of getting a nice
Collared cockatrice.
collared cockatrices.
Eric's a fucking freak. He's got a thing for pets. It's weird.
Fucking freak.
Pets that he could set upon me?
Possibly. I mean, look at those. Who wants to keep those rats as a pet?
And I think they're kind of cute.
So you guys are from a distance. As soon as TC sort of pointed out, everyone sort of stopped for a moment, and you're in the trees, kind of looking down the river. I'm going to show you something. Do you guys have your monitors on?
They can.
Show it to us.
Gavin's a girl.
So let me bring this up here. So you guys will say like TC is like kind of right, and you guys ducked into the shrubs and bushes here. So you're looking down the Recluse River here, and right up where there's like a little kind of fishing hole split oasis with a little sort of island in the middle, and you see a couple of cockatrices kind of getting a drink there. Let me bring that one up a little bit. There we go. So they're kind of filling their beaks with water. So they're up by that thing up there. So yeah, you can see them from a distance.
All right. Let me approach alone. To begin with, stay within shouting distance. Can you give me that?
Yes.
Just a few minutes.
Don't let the cockatrices near you, TC.
No, I've tamed a feathery friend or two in my time.
Ones that turn you to stone.
Oh, fuck, that's those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit! Shit! Stay close, but not close. Stay. I'll just spit everywhere.
I'll be in that tree over there if you need me.
All right.
Good night.
Gonna kind of go along the bank there.
Heading along the bank. Are you trying to sneak? Or are you like trying to?
Yeah.
Great. Give me a perception check as you continue to get a little bit closer. We'll see TC kind of walks along.
Perception, 12.
12. Okay. As you move along the bank there, trying to make yourself not sort of suspicious, like as if you were walking down. You know, this is a lovely walk. You imagine that some people kind of walk down here. Obviously, occasionally people do fish here. As you're walking along the bank, the cockatrices getting whetting their appetite or whetting their beaks don't notice you coming quite yet. They're not the most perceptive of creatures. As the two of them are, continuing to, you see behind them a little rustling in the grass once more. And emerging from the grasses, you see a very pale blue-skinned man, short and thin with a bow on his back, and his hair it looks like it's long, but it's tied into a very tight knot at the back of his head, so it kind of comes down in a ponytail down his back. He has kind of a thin, sheer blue robe that's draped over his body, and with a leather kind of, it's like almost like a bandolier of knives. You've seen people with that before, that it has like 4 or 5 knives across his chest there, that some of them might be weapons, some of them are a little smaller, that might be for filleting fish as well. They're not necessarily all for combat use. You see this man come out, and he's holding his arm in a weird way, and you quickly see why that's the case. Because as he's holding it kind of up past his shoulder, he has something perched up on his upper arm. And it isn't a cockatrice, but it is another avian monstrosity, as his specialty tends to be. You see this creature that looks like a bizarre kind of combination between a bird of prey, and it also has antlers. It has like a big beak and these antlers at the top of its head. Give me a nature check.
Yeah, sure. Nature is 11.
11. You don't know much about them, but you recognize this as a periton. Periton, P-E-R-Y-T-O-N. Sort of a half bird, half stag. And it kind of has it has like a beak, but there's also teeth inside the beak. It's sort of a weird kind of amalgamation creature. They're very, very strong flyers. They're very fast. They're hard to tame. They're not birds that people really, neither are cockatrices really. I mean, these are creatures that, like in the real world, there's people who like tame bears and other wild animals. Like, they're not domesticated. They follow the sort of lead of their owners generally. So he's got a periton on his arm there that he then kind of does this, and the creature those trees there in the center of this little area, the periton lands up there at the top, and so he watches the bird go up there. He looks at the two cockatrices. He kind of pets one on the back there. You see the feathers kind of looks behind him. So he's tending to the birds there, as it were.
So I've gotten eyes on 3 different creatures at this point.
Yep, the periton, 2 cockatrices, and the sea elf. That's
all right. Making my way.
Start to walk a little closer, a little closer. At first, he sort of puts his hands in the water. He washes his face a little bit. He also has on his back, it looks like a fishing rod. So he was out here to fish. It's like strapped to his back. You can see the rod kind of dangling up over his head there. And as he's kind of standing in the shallow water, he looks off to his left. And he looks off to his right, and immediately you see his hand kind of go down to like a knife or something by his back, by his hip there, and he's looking in your direction.
Oh, he's looking over.
Yeah, he looks down the river. If you didn't try to obscure yourself.
No.
So you're probably still 50 feet off. We'll
Yeah.
say maybe 60 feet off.
Afternoon. Lovely day.
Ah!
Lovely birds you've got here. I see they're collared. Is that your doing?
He takes one step back, kind of in the water.
I've seen your sleeves, sir.
Takes his hand off of his hip there where his weapon is. And the cockatrices, they kind of scatter a little bit. They just kind of go a little further away, so they're away from him. They're not. He had them kind of between you, sort of interposed between. You know.
I'm gonna kill him.
Takes a step toward you.
Speak.
He's just motioning. The water's running, and he's
yeah.
not getting close to you, so he's
Right.
telling you to kind of say your piece.
I have reason to believe that one of your spare gloves may be in trouble.
One of my spare gloves.
A blonde gentleman, lots of tattoos. Is he on any kind of
What are you looking for?
something like a mission? Like, is he on a?
Can't remember if that's in there.
Yeah.
You're alone out here.
Yeah. I can't tell if he's on the job at the moment, but I think he might be in trouble.
So as this is happening, you can see the. So what are you guys doing? How far back did you want to stay? Are you trying to get a look at what's happening? Or are you trusting TC just so I can get a lay of what's happening behind him?
Close enough for TC to yell, but out of
I mean, you can definitely hear Dal.
within the trees.
Hidden, but able to hear what I can.
Okay. Give me a stealth check with advantage. You can get. There's a lot of trees here, so there's room to.
Are you trying to get further than Illien?
She would have to
Yeah.
be able to hear with this conversation.
Let's trust TC. A moment. He asked us to wait.
I just want to get a little bit closer.
For what?
I need to not talk to you for a moment.
I'm sure TC will relay whatever it is you're trying to accomplish.
Ace stays put, but shuts up.
I'm as close to him as I can be, but up a tree.
Sure, using sort of Mask of the Wild
Yes,
as you sort of move through the
sir.
trees here. Give me a stealth with advantage here.
Oh, double 11. 18.
18.
Nice.
You're able to move through the trees, and as you're moving, you keep looking up to see if there's ever kind of a trunk that has a number of good branches. You spot one, peek out to where TC is. You climb up, and then you sort of poke your head out above the little canopy there, and you're able to look down, and you're close enough to be able to hear this exchange, because they're not like screaming, but they're talking loudly over the stream to each other, because once again, he's keeping his distance. What kind of trouble?
I know from first-hand experience that well over by the Gnome Nook is a dangerous place.
Huh?
You don't know.
Looks like genuine confusion to him.
You don't know why he might be over there, or have been recently.
People go to the Gnome Nook sometimes.
Has he made any new friends that could have gotten him into trouble?
His silence speaks to you. He doesn't say anything affirmative or otherwise, but it speaks to you.
If I wanted to help him, where might I find him?
Give me a persuasion check.
Anthony, please, I love you so much. Roll very high.
I need you to be quiet. Persuasion?
God, you were having a tough job directly lying to Mason's face.
16.
After she kills that guy, she's killing you guys.
I'd probably try the butcher shop.
Now, I am new in town, but the only butcher shop I know of, I thought I'd already been there today. Is there another one?
Yeah. There's the butcher shop.
And he kind of smiles. Give me an insight check.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is
Fucking
wrong with
prick.
this guy?
Goodness.
Insight is 13.
13. You just get the sense that, so we've said this before, butcher shop
shop
is thieves' cant for like a meeting place.
place.
Like a generic, it could be anywhere, a meeting place.
Yeah.
But just a little bit of the smile, a little bit of the glint in his eye. There seems to be something, you can't tell if it's like a pun or a play or like, there's a brief moment where you think like, maybe the place is called the butcher shop.
Yeah.
Like that's the name of the...
Thank you. I was feeling a little hungry. Will that help me out?
Probably best you feel a little greedy.
Right. That's not in here.
It's not.
That's, none of us have been to the bank yet, have we?
Nope.
Lovely birds.
He reaches out.
Until next time. I'll make my way back.
Give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Perception. 17.
17.
Yeah.
As you're walking back, you kind of move along the ridge, and you can hear the birds kind of splashing in the water and stuff. And then you just give a quick glance up over your shoulder, and the Periton has disappeared, sort of from the top there. And you see him, he's still standing there in the same spot that he was, and the birds, the two cockatrices are sort of splashing, but the Periton has disappeared. They're very quiet, very quick. Continue to walk.
I'm gonna continue to walk where I left them. Let's say it's on.
And you saw all of this.
Did I see the bird
Give me a
leave?
perception check.
God.
Kill that bird.
I don't have a bow. Oh. 23.
23. The Periton takes off, and it goes between a number of the trees and kind of peels off, and you lose sight of it, but you can see branches kind of moving, leaves rustling, and then at one point, the bird sort of pops up above a branch, and it looks down in the direction of the stream, and then... And it seems like it's vaguely tailing TC, like sort of watching where he's headed. Just, you see the bird kind of
Understood.
moving between.
Okay. I'm going to make a. Okay, if I come back exactly the way I came towards them, is there a spot to kind of cross this before I get to where I left them?
What?
No, it was just the map.
Across the creek.
Yeah, so you had gotten up to, so I said you were what, like 50 feet away from him. You had gotten up to about there-ish, like right there.
Yeah.
And then as you walk back along, you wanted to cross at some point?
Yeah, if there's like a.
Yeah, it's pretty
spot
shallow.
that
I mean,
has-
as long as you get, it's basically as deep as your knees, so you could
Oh.
walk through the water there. It's not
Okay.
super deep.
I'm gonna. before I get back to where they are, I want to cross, so that I'm basically not going back to where I left them.
And from a distance, I'll say you guys can see this. Like if you're poking your head out a little bit, you see TC like wade into the water, and then come up on the other side of the bank there. Like your pants are wet and your little soggy boots.
I'm probably within eye shot still of him.
You're getting to the point. It has a little bit of a bend to it, so yeah, if you go a little further, you'll start to kind of move out of sight there.
I'll, just as though I'm sightseeing in a spot that I hadn't, seen before, kind of, make sure I'm ready and
give me a deception check.
Come on, buddy.
Sightseeing time.
Always comes.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Look around, take in the nature, and at one point you just give a slight look off to your left, and you see him. And the two cockatrices follow him into the trees.
Okay. And then I'm gonna kind of wander along that edge for a while and do my best to not make eye contact with him.
Yeah, you guys pick up on that pretty easily. It's I mean, he crossed the river. It's obvious he's trying to sort of stay out of sight. Kayt, are you sort of working your way back?
Yeah, I'm following. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm down.
Great. You down through the trees.
Every once in a while, I'll take a look out for the hawk that I missed.
Yeah, you're not able to kind of track it.
Okay.
After a little while, you get to a bend where you feel like you get out of sight, and the first thing you can do is hear behind you a little, and it sounds like Kayt kind of coming up behind you. So you're out of sight of that little watering hole that was there before.
Reason to believe that as we come back along this way, I'm now on the north. Am I on the north of this?
Yes, that would be correct. Yep.
Okay, then
you're not quite there yet. There's a decent walk.
I wanna
5-10 minutes.
I want to dip into the woods here and kind of go to the south bank of the larger river over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are you trying to? What are you trying to do? Just so I know. Like, I'm trying to lose them, or are you just trying to?
No, I'm trying to lose if I'm being tailed by this hawk here.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, and Kayt, give me a perception check. And now Kate's getting back to the point where she's almost back to you guys. She had crept up to listen in and keep an eye on TC.
Stealth is 14.
15.
15. Okay. You see a little rustles in the trees sometimes, and by the time you kind of get back to the group, you see them. You kind of look to them, look back in the trees. You're not sure if you lost it or if it's still up there somewhere. It's hard to tell. But you are now back with them, and TC is on the other bank, continuing to walk toward Brunkhollow.
Yeah.
Maybe we should match him on this side.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, take a nice long people kind of look at. Nobody really knows what happened. I mean, you overheard a little of the conversation that TC had. Some of it was thieves' camp that you didn't fully understand. You see no rustling in the trees in terms of the bird. You guys get all the way back to Brunkhollow. So you guys are getting to the point where there's that pig pen on your right, watchtower on your left, and if you look across the bank, where do you pop up or where do you want to go?
There's another easy crossing kind of by the watchtower there.
Yeah.
And I don't see anybody by the watchtower there.
No.
Okay.
You do.
Yeah, I'll kind of make it all the way to the tip there and cross by the watchtower. And head back, really kind of heading south.
Toward the Merc Hall, kind of along the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can see him. He's a few steps ahead of you.
And we'll continue to follow.
I mean, you're back in town at this point, so...
Yeah. I'll finally turn around here and... my friends.
Wow.
That freak sicked a bird after you.
Let's take a stroll into town here together now that we've met up.
Wow, okay.
Everything amazes you, young man, I can see.
Just trying to match energy here.
You're being followed.
Thank you. I've noticed the deciduous trees here are quite lovely along this bank.
Nice. All right.
Headed back into town.
Great, let's do it.
You do so. Where are you? I mean, it's up to you. You seem to be away from. I mean, you've lost the bird. There's not groups of trees in the middle of town that it could fly to. So if it's there, it's hovering on the edges somewhere. So it's hard to tell.
Reason to believe that if we keep eyes on the bank, has anyone been to the bank here yet?
No.
No. I mean, you know it's there and you've been there.
Yeah.
It seems like a regular old bank as far as you can tell.
We should get eyes on it. He might that might be somewhere he frequents or where he's meeting somebody.
You get anything else?
I didn't want to push too hard because I thought he might turn on me.
So he said the bank?
Let's go.
Okay.
In so many words, I truly believe he meant the bank.
Should we also stay behind and you can see if anyone
No,
there is
now we're
in
just
need?
looking for a blonde man with tattoos. We're all on the same page here.
All right, let's go.
Go to the bank.
Okay.
You cross over the bridge, you spare a thought. You're headed east toward the bank, but you spare a thought for the west, where you know that Morna's still laid up in the apothecary there, sort of thinking about how her recovery might be going. That is where we're going to end.
I thought it was like 8:45.
I haven't told you guys anything.
You guys anything?
Kate's got some
We've been running
relaying
in
to
circles
Yeah,
all
I'm
day.
So sorry, you guys.
Long
It's
letter.
taken me so long. It's so hard.
combat avoided there on the bank. You kept Ace out of sight of her nasty little rival there.
Good
Mr.
job.
Dirty
I
little
did it.
freak.
I don't know. Maybe I did it. Maybe I didn't.
I think you did a
He
great
doesn't know. He doesn't know
job.
anything about real Romo. I don't think. I don't think he's just like.
No,
"Oh,
This guy's just
He's
a friend
just
of a
a hack.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe
Loser.
something at the bank to be looked into. I mean, you have stepped inside there before, and nothing about it seemed odd. But then again, you were looking for something, furtive in nature. So
You were right.
find
Don't
out-
trust banks.
I tricked him.
Yeah, never trust a bank. That's what I'm saying.
Who was the blonde? We need to find out who this blonde man is. That's the huge question.
Poor Kelley's losing her fucking mind.
No, I'm having a
took
blast.
a little running over town, but you guys have a solid lead here in the world of the thieves' cant. That's TC.
Wow,
Good job,
you went
TC.
crazy
Good
with
job.
that, Anthony. You did a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, look at TC.
I'm using it for like a bunch of fucking outsiders. I'm gonna get fucking blacklisted in
guy's
this
like-
town. I'm gonna get back and they're gonna be like, "Are you serious? You used this to like fucking?" Oh,
Now the
no.
Thieves Guild is gonna break your other leg.
Yes.
Oh man.
I literally did not realize this much time had passed.
Yeah.
I thought we had another hour.
That's where we're gonna pick up next week. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Oh my God. Yeah, what to do?
It wouldn't be a surprise for us to run a little over next week as well, as we've got some wrapping up some plot lines to see to.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
And then we will.
Why don't you do?
And we'll see if we can get a lead on Nani and what Mr. calling himself Ramo might be up to.
Oh my god.
Mr. Welker.
it's Romo. He's gonna turn Illien into a paladin.
Kate was like, "Why don't you believe me, Daphne?"
Oh my God.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. That was the close.
anniversary.
Happy birthday.
Happy anniversary.
Insane.
Jagger, resubscribe. Thank you so
Thank
very
you
much.
very much. Thank you for the huge burst of support at the beginning of the stream as well. There was a lot of people saying.
Yeah,
Appreciate
holy
it.
moly.
Insane.
Everyone who's ever purchased a merch or subbed or watched, even just watched 5 minutes of a stream, thank you.
Told us we were streaming with no audio. Told us that the Twitch
Yeah.
stream
Oh,
crashed. All those good things.
Some
All
of the
those
good
good
old
memories.
days. The good old days.
Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the timestampers. All you guys are doing amazing stuff for us.
We really, really appreciate it. We're extremely thankful. More to come. We hadn't had a nice little sort of mystery episode in Brunkhollow itself. So that
Yeah.
That was very
we could
cool.
run around putting the clues together.
This town.
I can't believe I didn't put my
Teamwork is
foot
so
in my
fun.
mouth 10 times.
Yeah, you're
yeah.
really shining. I'm telling
Yeah.
Oh, you're really working that.
I can
that
get
little
used to
thieves
this,
can't.
TC.
you. Yeah.
Helpful
Everybody
TC.
stop asking me questions.
Helpful TC.
Just let me
entered
do.
the chat.
Matt, in Eric's voice, could you say the words "May thy knife chip and shatter"? Just do his exact voice.
Yeah, do it.
Just
Say that again.
"May thy knife chip and shatter."
May I knife and shatter.
What is that?
He sounds exactly like Austin Butler.
Like Austin Butler
in Dune 2.
Oh,
Literally.
I watched Dune 2.
Chat, get in the chat.
Austin is very
thy
much
knife
doing
chip
his Stellan.
and shatter.
because
Yeah.
Stellan's his
yeah.
uncle.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you
I
sound
see.
exactly like
Austin Butler doing a Stellan impression.
Rush.
Also, Chad is way too busy going shark bait. Hoo ha ha.
I
We're a little busy. There's only so many they can do.
We love you all. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week for
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Good night, everybody.
Bye. I wasn't ready.
have no idea.